Okay, there we go. Hope you guys are doing good. Somebody said the chat is locked. Is the chat locked? Can you guys type or no? I don't see any messages. Maybe you guys can't type. Can you guys type? Okay, yes, it's working now. Okay, okay. Hi guys. Okay. So for the person who says that they can't type, I would try getting off and then back on. Oh, there you go. You could type. I think that was you. All right. So we're good. We're good. Yes, we all are up in here an hour early. Okay, we have a good amount of people in here, so I think this will get us through an hour. And then when everyone else gets on at 7, hopefully we will have gotten through a lot of the questions by then so that all of those people can ask questions as well. Okay, so same thing we did last time, guys. We're just going to, one second, make sure. I think I clicked record, but just to make sure. Yes. All right, same thing that we did last time. We're just gonna go through all the questions that you guys have. All right. And the only rules are just make sure that the questions are about what we talked about, the strategy, and that they're general questions to help everyone, not personal things, okay? Remember, it's a lot of people on here, so if you have something personal you want to talk about, you can always send an email or send a message in the Discord. But right now, make sure you're focusing on strategy questions and things like that. Okay, we have 2 hours this time. So last time I think it was 60 or 90 seconds, but we'll do 2 minutes per person. But we should be able to get through everybody tonight, hopefully. Like I said last time, again. We're going to talk through the visual, or not the visual, the verbal questions first. So anyone who has like a verbal question and wants me to speak to them and they speak back, then you could raise your hand and I'll answer those questions. And then for those that have questions, just type in the chat. Then I'll go through those after the verbal questions. And maybe I'll actually do like 4 or 5 verbal questions and then some questions in the chat because I don't want to ignore all the questions in the chat because I think someone said they were at work, stuff like that. Okay. So I'm going to start with the first 5 hand raised people. All right. And we can go ahead. Phoebe, I see you're unmuted, but I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh,
Hi, let me make sure my volume's up.
perfect. Hello. So I am very, very new. When I first started, I started with options. Kind of took like something similar, not a boot camp, but just bought a course. And my whole platform that I've used is Thinkorswim and kind of learned
Mhm.
options there. But I kind of ran away from there because I don't like Greeks. It didn't work for me. And I
Yeah.
felt, came to futures. So my issue is with just understanding the basic. I understand what you've taught all the way up, but the simple thing, I promise, I think I'm smart. I'm not that slow. Can you kind of go look at trading view and look at where you place an order? Kind of explain to me because it's a little different. I know they go by ticks and stuff.
Mhm.
Like just understanding the cost of everything because my whole mindset is all about I think about how much money I have in my account and how much I'm gonna lose. It's just a little different. Kind of explain like you're explaining to a 5 year old, just placing an order, just kind of go over um I don't really get that part. I don't know if you
So
understand.
are you confused about like literally placing the order or because you were talking about the money part? So you're talking
Yeah,
about
so
figuring out how to calculate or just
yeah,
literally placing the order?
yeah, so because like I see people placing a stop loss, right? Okay, so you
Hmm.
have a stop loss of 1,000, but how many contracts do they let you place? Will they, I know we have to buy, risk management, definitely. But
Hmm.
if say I want to spend all my money, I'm not gonna do
Hmm.
that. But I'm just thinking about options. But if I want to, how much money can someone spend at a time? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm
There's not
confused.
a limit to that. If you had a $5 million in your account, you could trade with that. So is that, I don't think that's what you're trying to get clarity on though. No, that's not.
I'm
What
even confused
is it?
to ask.
Let
So
me ask you something. Did you watch the NQ contract specification video?
I did. I
Okay,
did
so you're
work.
not
I watched
talking about
everything
that.
before the camp.
Okay, so you're not talking about that.
No.
Okay, so
And it's
let me go to Trading View. Let me do what you asked. So maybe we'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Trading View, and you said. Okay, I'm in the trading panel here. Let me just log into a little. Oh, I'm in replay. One second. Let me exit this out. Someone said don't spend all your money. Okay, this is the trading panel you're talking about, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay,
So,
and now, yeah, go ahead.
where you can put your stop loss. My question
Mhm.
is, oh, I think I'm even confused now. But my whole question is, how much? So, say I have 5,000 in my account, right? And I set a
Okay.
stop loss at, I don't know how many ticks I go by. Would it let me go over like my? So, do I have to go by how many stop loss? I think I'm just confused. I'm sorry. Can you just probably just explain that to me? Say I have $5,000. Go over the whole area the that part where you place a trade.
Well, this doesn't really have to do with the amount of money I think you're asking if you have $5,000 and
Right.
you're trading NASDAQ, for example,
Mhm.
the margin requirements are going to vary depending on your broker. But like the broker that I use, NinjaTrader, if I had $5,000, then the max contracts I can trade is 5 minis or 50 micros.
Okay.
Because you keep asking how much you'd be able to be in. So that's like a direct answer
Right.
to that. If you had
Oh,
$5,000, then yeah, you'd be able to be in a max contracts size of 5 4 minis and then 50 4 micros. So that's your answer
okay.
there. So I mean, if you was to do that here, you would go five, and then you can. I mean, I wouldn't do that though. I'm answering your question. Don't do
Right,
that because
right,
that's you're
right.
maxing it, right? So you
I
can lose
I
a lot of money very quickly.
right.
But that's a direct answer to that. But are you trying to also understand this trading panel as well, or?
You answer my question because I think it's just the whole thing about how options is a little different from futures and how you place the
Mhm,
trade. So that kind of got me confused, but I think I get it
mhm.
now. I get it.
Are you
I think
sure?
yeah, I think the more I
Okay.
keep doing it, it'll keep revealing itself to me because I went on YouTube, but I kept going into this rabbit hole of
Mhm.
okay, I don't think there's something that I'm looking for, but I think I'll get it. Yes, I get what you're saying though. I never knew that the five contracts, equals $5,000. So that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it's based on the margin requirement. So like your broker will tell you you need this amount of money to trade this many contracts.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. If you're still confused, you come back and you ask again, okay? We're gonna make sure
I
you
will. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay, now we have Courtney.
Hi, Trinity. I
Hi.
have a question. So I know you said once we add our key levels on the higher time frame, and once we get down to a smaller time frame, we look for a trend line or possibly a area of resistance to enter.
hmm
We enter off our smaller time frame supply or demand zone as well.
I personally don't mark supply and demand on smaller time frames just because the imbalance candle is usually not big enough to really, have a strong reaction. But if you want to do that and it seems to be working for you, you can do that. I'm never going to tell somebody, don't ever do this, it'll never work. So if you find that that maybe works for you, you can do that. But no, I personally do not use lower time frame supplier demand zones.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome. Okay. And now we have Yamil Portela. Yamil. I don't know
Hi,
if I'm pronouncing it.
Trinity. Camille.
Hi, Yamil. Okay, got it.
Okay, I follow you for a long, long time. I know I'm going to do your course one day. Because
Oh, well, welcome. Thank you for being here.
I use the same Ninja Trader you
hmm
use.
hmm
Um, I am trading for 3 years now, and I'm learning. I still learning. Uh,
hmm
but my question on Ninja Trader, how you add contract, and
hmm
how let's for example, I wanna at the end get off of one by one. Let's for example, I got a two at the beginning, and then I added two more, and
hmm
then I want to sell it too. How I do that on Ninja Trader?
You already know how to get into a position? You just want to know how to add?
How to add? Yes, exactly.
Okay. The answer is going to be to do the exact same thing that you did to get into the position. And this is universal, guys. So this goes for literally all trading platforms. It's not specific to anything. So I can literally show you in here just as an example. Oh, the market's not open, so it's not going to let me click sell. But like, can you see over here where I'm circling where it says sell right here?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So let me go into replay because it's the same concept in all the platforms. So anyone can
They
use
work
this
all the
concept.
same, even on
Right.
LinkedIn. Okay.
Yes. So if I click sell, right? Now I'm in
Uh-huh.
shorts. Okay. I have a stop loss to take profit. That's an
Okay.
example. It says two contracts, right?
Okay.
To add, I literally just do the same thing. So if you're a Ninja trader, you click your buy or sell button. If you want to add more, you just click, in this case, sell again. So I'm going to click sell again over here to the left. Now I'm
Okay.
in four contracts.
And you have
And then
work.
if you want to, you said, if I want to get out of one or get out of two, whatever number you want to do, in your order panel, you just adjust that number. So if you don't want to close two or you don't want to close four, you just want to close one contract. You type in one and then you do the opposite. So if you're in shorts, you click sell initially. That's how you add. You stack, 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 the same order type. When you want to close, you do the opposite one. So if I want to close one and I'm in shorts, I click sell. Then now I'm going to click buy to close out the opposite. So now I click buy, and now look, I have three left. If I do it
Mm.
again with one, I have two left. And if I go ahead and do two, if I wanted to do that, that's just going to close the position like that. So that goes for all platforms, guys. If you're entering a trade, the way to add is to just use the same order type and basically get into the position again. And it's just going to stack the position. And then to get out of it, you just do the opposite. Does that make
Perfect.
sense?
Understood. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay. All right. All
Now,
right, great.
the other question is liquidity mapping
hmm
suite. The one do you have? Do you have available already, or you going to have it?
It will be available aiming for the end of next month, so the end of April.
Oh, okay.
So not too long.
Oh, not too long. I'm waiting. I'm anxious.
Okay. It's
Um,
coming. It's coming.
eh, okay, I have another one. Okay,
Okay.
on this core, somebody use your photo and when I sign up on Discord, and then they offer me, so like they was talking to me like it was you,
Yes, a
but
scammer.
I thought it's too late at night. It's almost 12 a.m. and I don't think she's gonna be at this time wake up. And then they offer
Yeah.
me, or whoever it was, offer me,
hmm
so you do the trade. So I give you my accounts, my PA accounts, so they can handle it, you know. And then I said, no, 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 don't sound.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's a scammer. And thank you for bringing that up. For everyone else, when you join the Discord, if you have people trying to sell you something or make you, copy trade or whatever, it's not me. They are trying to take your money. Please don't do it. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, you know, I say no,
Okay, that's good.
that's not
That's
her.
good. Because some people have gotten scammed before, actually. So,
No,
yeah. Thank you for
but
bringing that up, though.
very, very bad people.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Trinity. You are the best. Telling you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let
That's all
me
the
see.
question I have for now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a good night. Yeah.
You too. Okay, let me see now. All right, I'm gonna do, I don't know how many I did. I think I did three, two. All right, we'll do two more and then I'll answer some questions in the chat. I told you guys we'll try to be fair. All right, Daniel, your turn, Daniel. Or
Hi.
Danielle? Oh, Daniel.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Yes, the question is on regards of the indicator that you have for NinjaTrader.
hmm
Yes, I'm using I have a NinjaTrader account on my own money, but I also have account with Apex. But
hmm
I trade TradeAway. Is that gonna work on TradeAway or it's only on the NinjaTrader platform?
It only works on NinjaTrader, but because they're the same company, you can actually log into NinjaTrader using your
hmm
TradeAway account
Hmm.
and you should be able to use it. So it'll only work in NinjaTrader, but you can log in with Trade since they're the same company.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Of course. All right. And now, what did I say? Did I say I'm going to do one more and then answer questions? I think that's what I said. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. Okay, last person for now for the hands raised. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to try to pronounce because I feel like I'm going to do a bad job. I'm not going to try. Asuei.
Mhm. Hey, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I
Hi.
can hear you.
Yeah, so the name is I swear.
I swear. Yeah, see, I would have got that wrong. I swear. Okay, got it.
How you doing, Trinity?
I'm good. How are you?
I think first off, I just want to say, thanks. Think the 2 weeks has been a great time with you. You bringing in your skill, your rich skill in trading. So I'm coming from forex, the forex world. So I think there's a little bit maybe similarities, but I think
Hmm.
quite. So the future thing, this is my first time, but I think, joining your class, high level, we put it that way. I think it's really, really, really been amazing, listening and learning from you. But my question is, I know you talked about it, I think last week, then this week as well. So
Hmm.
when you're trading, so the first thing you do, what do you look out for? You know, like what do you look at? What are the first three things you look at for before you take a trade? Either the market could be uptrending, could be down, it could be going, down, downtrend. It could be a ranging
Hmm.
market. So these three markets, what do you look out for, like when you want to place a trade? Then another question I have for you is, how do you combine a price action? I know you never mentioned it, but I think you talked about support resistance. When you're talking about key levels, marking key levels, you talked
Hmm.
about imbalance. You talk about supply and demand. So SMC, smart money concept, right? So how do you combine price action, SMC, for someone to be a profitable trader, trading futures? Then the last question I have for you is, what's the least amount somebody can use? I know you talked about profit and all of that yesterday, but if somebody
Hmm.
doesn't want to go that route, like what's the least amount someone can use in starting trading futures?
So the least amount that you could use is about 50. It depends on what you're trading and the broker that you're using because of margin requirements. But if you're trading
Mm-hmm.
NASDAQ, I think the least amount that you can put into account is like $100. And that's going to be if you're trading micros. So that's the answer to
Mm-hmm.
that. 100, but that's NASDAQ. If you're trading another instrument, it might be lower, it might be higher.
Okay.
And then you asked the first thing I look for. The first thing I
Mm-hmm.
look for is just all of the key levels that we talked about previously, which
Mm-hmm.
you just listed them. So like the
Yep.
supply and demand, balances and imbalances, support resistance, any trend lines or chart patterns, levels from order flow. That's the first thing I look for because those are the only areas that I'm gonna take my trade at. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
really something special that I'm looking for. It's just those levels. And then when price gets to those levels, I trade at those levels. It's very simple. The middle question, I don't think I remember the middle question. It was about
Yeah.
SMC.
SMC, yeah. So price action, So price action, you're a professional, so you know what I mean, right? So price action, let's just drill it down to, maybe beginner traders, like retail traders, people who are not trading like the smart money guys who trade. So how can someone combine, price action and SMC? Okay, let's forget about let me not use that word SMC. Let's say supply demand,
Mhm.
imbalance, order flow, and what else? I know you didn't talk about other blocks, but maybe I know you didn't talk about fair value gap as well. So, but let me just limit it to supply and demand. So, how do you combine both?
If I'm trading and there's two levels at the same place, then I'll pay attention to both. Like, just as an example, if we have a
Mm-hmm.
supply zone like this, and let's just say we also have a level of resistance,
Yep.
just as an example. I mean, there's no actual level there, but like, let's just say we have a level of resistance or something, right? Or a level of support under price.
Mm,
like this, and the zone combined, then I can use the price action levels as an entry, with confluence with the
okay.
zone above. So since I have a supply zone, let me add that line back. Since I have a supply zone and I know that's an area where sellers can step in, if I have this support level as well, as an example, and we end up breaking that level of support, now I have extra confluence for shorts. So that's really
Mm,
how I use them. I don't, it's really just confluences. Like if I see a lot of them together, then I'll use them as confluences. They all stack up and mean more. They're stronger, kind of like that.
okay, cool.
Does that
Yes.
make sense?
No, yes. Yes. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay, now I said I would answer some chat questions. So, after Cast, I will call you next in a second. Cast, Diana, and then so on. But let me answer like just a little bit of questions in here. Okay, this is a question that has a lot of questions. Okay. I'm just gonna answer this one and then I'll go back. This is like 7 questions combined. Okay, maybe I should answer one or two and then someone else's and then come back. Okay. How does the tick size value of the push candle determine whether it's a zone worth utilizing? The imbalance candle is what you're asking, I believe. How big does the imbalance candle need to be to consider it a zone? Like I said, in the past, it's always gone up and up and up because the market has just gotten more and more volatile. If you haven't been trading for a long time, you don't know. But like in the past, a really strong move was like 300 ticks, So seeing a 300 tick imbalance candle was really, really big. So that's all I would look for. And then a little bit later on, I think maybe in the beginning of last year, January, I was saying 400 or 500 ticks because the market had gotten a little bit more volatile and we needed to see a bigger move for price to actually react in that area. Recently, I've been marking out about 700 or 800 ticks. Obviously, if the market is just really, really low volume that day, maybe you could mark out 600. But just generally, right now in the current market, I look for about 800 tick move. It's jumped a bit since I've first started. Like if you were to watch all my bootcamp videos or from different times, you would see the number changes because the market just it's gotten more volatile. So that's my answer right now. I would say about 800. But if it's like a really, really low volume day, you might be able to use a smaller, you know, tick amount for the imbalance candle. Okay. On NQ and MNQ, how many ticks? Okay, wait, I think I just answered that. Okay, I already answered that. I think that's the same question technically. When buyers, sellers here turns into a watch level. Let me read slower. When buyers or sellers here turns into a watch level, would you still use it for an entry? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't like to use watch levels as entries alone unless there's some other confluence. So the answer would be 90% of the time, no. Not just for an entry. I would just do them as targets, really. I would really just use them as targets. Questions 2 and 3 are different. Does the imbalance? Y'all keep sending questions and I keep losing the thing that I'm at. Does the imbalance have to be untapped? Oh, okay. Does the imbalance have to be untapped to make it a valid zone? No. If it's, example, right? If we have a zone, it doesn't have to be untapped. Price could have already tapped into it multiple times. It's just as long as price didn't break through the zone like this or whatever and keep going, then this would be invalid. But as long as it's still respecting the zone, it's still a valid zone. It just might become weaker and weaker the more touches that it has. Um, mm-mm. The imbalance candle for number 3, question number 3, it's not a certain amount of ticks for an imbalance candle. When I'm talking about balances and imbalances, it's just a like a look, like it's empty. It's an empty candle like this. I'm not looking for a zone, so I don't care about marking the zone. I'm just looking for the actual imbalance. So as far as balances and imbalances, the actual tick amount doesn't matter. If I'm marking a supply or demand zone, then the tick amount matters. Okay, because I'm not looking for a bounce or a reversal in the imbalance zone. I'm looking for price to fill that zone. So really all I care about is it a clean move like this? Is it clean? Obviously, chop, chop, chop is not an imbalance. So I'm really just looking for clean moves with a level of support or resistance. Literally, this is a perfect example, actually, where we had this support along this level. We had an imbalance. So I would have said, okay, we have an imbalance below this 876 level. If we end up breaking that, we can maybe fill the imbalance down. And literally, it filled the imbalance perfectly. Obviously, you can see this is where price or the imbalance was no longer clean, right? This is the only part of the imbalance that's clean, imbalance. You can see we filled there and bounced on up. So it's not a tick amount for the imbalance. It's just about having a clean level or clean imbalance. That's why I can have an imbalance on a 5 minute and I still might not mark it as a zone. So it's not the same concept. That's why I separated them. Supply and demand zones and imbalances and imbalances. Okay, five, six, seven, three more, and then I'll go back to the talky questions. Okay. I watched a few of your pre-market analysis videos, and I saw you use the measuring tool to gauge how far away price is from a level. How many ticks away from a level would you consider safe enough to enter a trade? How many ticks away from a level? It's not a specific amount. It's just if it's super far from the level, I'm probably not going to get an entry. I don't, do you mean like, let's see. Like, do you mean, say for example, we have support right here. Or actually, let's use this. Say support was here, and then this candle, this red candle closed below. Like that's just way too far. I'm not gonna get an entry, off the break of 615, this level here, and the entry is all the way down here. It just needs to be closer. There's no specific amount. It just depends on volatility. Um, yeah, it's no specific amount, just not too far. Okay, let the risk to reward make sense. Maybe that'll help. So like I'm trying to help here with the answer. So maybe let's just say again, we had support here, right? We broke it. Say the next level down is let's just say at 450, okay? Let's say that. So the next level down is at 450. We had support at 600. Now for me, it's not going to make sense to get into shorts all the way down here when the next level is right here. But if I can get an entry closer to the level where the risk to reward makes sense, meaning I'm only risking a little bit above this level for my reward to be all the way down at 450, then it makes sense. So for me, it's not going to be a number amount. It's like, does the risk to reward make sense? Obviously, if we're super far from the level, it doesn't even make sense to have a stop loss that big. So I hope that kind of answers because it's not a set number of ticks. Um, is there an advantage to charting on the NQ1 chart? You can see all of the historical price action. So I can see everything that happened, ooh, boy, many years ago. And so when I'm doing my charting, let's say price were to fall all the way back down to 21,000, I can have my levels from 21,000, which this is not my chart. Obviously, it's empty, right? But I have levels all the way down here. So if price were to fall, I have those levels. If you do not chart on NQ1, you're charting on the continuous contract, it expires every 3 months. Like actually, contracts expire next week on Friday. So January, February, March. Yeah. Contracts expire next week on Friday. So if you're trading the current contract, you're not going to see anything past January. So where's January? This is January. You're not going to see any of this price action. You're not going to have any of these levels. So yes, there is an advantage to charting on NQ1. And the last question here. With regard to trading view being laggy, I recently upgraded to premium during the holidays. Any tips on how to navigate scalp on how to scalp using this platform, like exiting a few seconds sooner? Honestly, I just recommend switching to NinjaTrader. I do not like trading open, especially scalping in TradingView. I don't like it. Now, if you're not scalping, you're kind of just like trading very calmly, then you're good. You can use TradingView. But just for the quick entries, quick getting out, quick trailing, TradingView is a little bit laggy. Yes, this is being recorded. Okay. Let me see how much hand raised questions we have. Maybe okay, it's like 8 of them. Let me answer one more here and then I'll go back over. Is there a reason you don't trade on certain days? I trade on all days. I just don't trade when I don't feel like trading. But in the past, the only reason I've decided not to trade on a specific day is if I just been sucking on that day. consistently. But also, I don't like to say, like, oh my gosh, I suck on Fridays. Let me not trade Fridays. Or I suck on Wednesdays. Let me not trade Wednesdays. It's more so price action can be good or bad any day. And it's my job to go into the market and see what's going on. If I don't identify an opportunity on whatever day it is, then I don't trade. But I don't want to have that mindset of I just do bad on this day. So I'm not going to trade this day. Or the market just sucks on this day. So I'm not going to trade on this day. It changes. And so you have to make adjustments with that. But yeah, that would be my answer. Obviously, you can do whatever you want to do, but that's just my personal answer. Okay, Cass, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna do like five more of these questions, four or five, and then I'll answer more questions in the chat.
Hey,
Cass.
Trinity, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I had some questions on the confirmation using book map
Okay. Okay.
levels. Like sometimes there's levels which suddenly appear. I'm not sure to
hmm
trust them or not. Just wanted to get your view on that. And then sometimes their level, which is you said 780 and above, right? But there are levels which is like around 30 to 40, but they stay there for a very, very long time.
Okay, so the first part was asking about levels that are coming in and out. Like, do you trust those levels, or is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
That's the first
yeah.
question. Okay, so yeah, that to answer that, no. If they're just popping in and out of the market, you don't really have to pay too much attention to them. When I mark out my levels, I put them on the chart if they've been on the chart for a decent amount of time. And if I'm trading during the active session and I see levels popping in, if they haven't been there for long enough and they're just, in and out, in and out, in and out, or they're just popping in as soon as price gets close to the level, I won't mark those out. Now, just as an example, if price is right here at 24,374 and a level pops in, somewhere down here and stays there, then I'll mark that out. But usually when levels are popping in right where price is at, above, below price, whatever, usually it's just spoofing or whatever, and you don't really need to pay too much attention unless the level stays there on the chart. Does that answer?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was the second part?
It's like you said, if the level popped up, but it's like really far from the price, but it's below 70, like around 30 to 40, but it's staying there for a very, very long time.
Oh, yeah, I won't mark it out. If it's not meeting that threshold, I don't care about it.
Okay, so
Completely not on
anything.
yeah.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Any
could
more
you just
questions?
one last question here? Like, could you give me an example of like, when you're trading and how you would use the bookmark level to like add to that confirmation?
Yeah. I mean, kind of like today. I mean, I didn't trade today, like I said, which some of y'all might have seen. I said I will start trading again next week. But I was adding these levels to the chart this morning as well. Some of you guys may have saw that. But like in the daily levels, I said this is just an example to answer your question. If we get above 750, then we'll target 800. That's just a really quick example of using bookmap levels. We got above 750. We saw these buyers coming in, stepping in pretty nicely and aggressively, and we target up to 800. So when you said use this confluence, you mean not like this or something else?
Like, how would you, like, now that you've determined that bias, how would you use the bookmap levels to like confirm the trade and enter the trade?
Well, they're just like any other level. So like even this 600 level wasn't here during pre-market, but when I added it to the chart, you could have looked at it and said, okay, we have this level where we have buyers. Like I said before, it's kind of the same as having support or resistance or really any other level. So if price breaks below the level and we hold the level and we retest the level, then you can use that as an entry. So like in this case, we had the 600 level. We ended up breaking below it. We moved down a bit. We even retested it. So like I said, these are really just the same as support and resistance. You can go long, you can go short at the level. It just depends on what is going on. And in this case, you see we respected it, we continue down. So it's just like any other level. It's not like some special confluence for bookmap levels only. It's the same as any other level.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Cast. Did I Did you never put your hand down or did you raise your hand again? Oh, okay, okay, I see. Okay. You just never put your hand. Okay, Diana. Diana. And then after Diana, I'll do Costas. Costas. And then I'll go back to the chat. Because you said you had 8 questions or something. Okay, Diana, I think you're gone. Okay. Love you, Diana. You can keep your hand raised. We'll try again. Okay. Next person. Oh, I don't know if I was pronouncing it right. Did you not tell me last week? Okay, let's see. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
you can hear me, sorry. So yes, because I have a lot of questions, and sorry for my English, it's not my
It's
first
okay.
language. So we have, first of all, we have to buy the book map, or we can just use from YouTube the live version.
You can use the YouTube live version, but it doesn't have the M&Q levels. And like I was telling you guys, a lot of the levels for some reason are on M&Q. And you know, I use both for whatever I'm trading. So you can use it, but it's still not going to give you all the insight that you need.
Okay, copy that. Second one is because of the size of the contracts, especially for minis, it's like $990 or something. So, do you suggest a funded account to start with on futures?
Yeah, I would say if you don't want to risk your own capital, it's definitely a good way to start practicing and then, building that confidence. And then eventually, say you get a payout, then you can use that money and put it into a live account if you want. I think it's great for people who are getting started. It gives a really good opportunity to get started without wasting your money. So, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, and on the bookmap, when we use it, we give our attention only or specifically to above or equal to 60 and above orders.
Yes, on NQ, I use the number 60, and then on MNQ, I use the number 80.
hmm Okay.
Yes.
Um, we will have also Discord access for like 2 months, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And if we
You have
want after
Did you
these two
join
months,
already?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Okay, so
after
you're
two
good.
months, if we want to continue, what is the price or how we do it?
The price to continue is the same VIP Discord price, so it's 65 a month, but you don't have to if you want to continue, just keep your membership. If you want to cancel it, then that's how you just go in and cancel. But
No,
it's the same.
I haven't got membership. I'm sorry. You
Oh,
misunderstood
so
me.
you didn't
Uh,
join, you didn't do the 2 months yet.
no, I have started the 2 months. So this is, I can
Oh,
still keep this just joining the channel like this after the 2 months, I
okay.
mean.
Okay, so you got your 2 months. So if you want to keep, so you're in the Discord, just to be, you're in the
Yeah,
Discord.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, so to keep your membership, just keep your membership. Don't cancel it. And
All right.
it'll start the billing after the free trial of 2 months. But my cat's being bad. But if you don't want to keep it, then you cancel.
Okay. All right. Question number five. So what I did today was I had found some resistances and some supports
Mm-hmm.
levels, but when I was going to the 1 minute,
Mm-hmm.
the supports or the resistances, both of them actually, they were becoming like invalid. But it should not matter because it is on 1 minute, correct? Because the support or the resistances was in 15 minutes or in 30 minutes.
Yeah, if it becomes invalidated, you can just take it off. You have to expect that our lower time frame levels might not hold as well as our higher time frame levels.
Ah, so we just take it off. It becomes invalid completely. All right.
Oh yeah, just take it off. Yeah,
All
you don't
right.
want
All
it to
right.
clutter up your chart. Yeah.
Because in the 15 minute, it was not becoming invalid. It was only becoming invalid in the 1 minute. In the 15 minute, it was just a week. So,
Oh, you're talking about the same level. So like the same
yeah,
level, but it's breaking on the 1 minute, but staying respected on the 15 minute.
correct.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of what I was talking about before. This is why you want to mark out your levels and what time frame they're valid on. Because when you're waiting for a break and close below the level or whatever the case may be, you want to do it on the level that is valid on. So it's really good that you brought that up. You saw yourself. You had a level. It kept closing on the 1 minute and back above, invalidating it. So I'm not going to use this level on the 1 minute. I'm not going to trade a breakout on the 1 minute. I can only trade a breakout in this case that we're talking about with a 15-minute close because I can see this level is valid on the 15 minute. Does that make sense? So
Perfect.
you can, I didn't understand what you were saying. Now that I get you're saying it's the same level, you can keep it, just use it to get an entry on the 15, like a 15-minute close instead of a 1-minute close.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Because sorry for the language, but it fucked me up real good today. I couldn't figure out what was happening.
Okay, now you
Uh,
know. Yeah.
yes. Now I know. Perfect. Number 6. Can you show us a Ninja Trader platform? Because I have not made an account yet, but I just wanted to ask you most importantly that if I make a Ninja Trader account,
Mhm.
can I integrate it with TradeView? It's okay. It is possible, correct? I found already the
Yes.
Ninja Trader.
Yeah. In the Learning Hub, I included the link to the Ninja Trader platform, so you could create your account there. And then, of course, if you want to connect it to TradingView, you could just trade in TradingView if that's what you're comfortable with. And
All
but
right.
also though, I do plan on doing a Ninja Trader series. I think I've said before after the boot camp and having it on YouTube for all of you guys. So if you do want to use Ninja Trader, that will be available to you soon. But there's also a bunch of videos on YouTube that just show you exactly how to use it. But yes, you can use TradingView as well. Everything is up to you. You got all the choices.
Perfect. The
Yes.
only thing now, number 7. I'm sorry. I know it takes too long.
No, it's okay.
The
You told me already. You got 8 questions. It's okay.
Now it's 9.
Okay, that's fine.
Explain.
9 is fine.
Please explain the order block one more time because it's the only thing that's confusing me.
Okay, like
So even the one that you marked already there, it's okay.
okay, so I'll explain that one. Let me take these lines off. So yeah, when you're marking out your zones like this, you just want to look for first a big imbalance candle. If you have a big imbalance candle like this, for example,
Sorry to
or
disrupt your flow. Sorry, but imbalance. What I have learned until now is imbalance is between three candles, correct? Three red or three green, and between the wicks of the top of the wick of the first and the bottom of the wick of the third one.
you're talking about like what they call the fair value gap, like that.
Yeah, but from the first bootcamp that not with you, with some Greek guys, what I've learned
Yeah.
was that this was the imbalance. So it is not. This is fair value gap.
Like this space here, like in between the candles,
Yeah, but yeah, fair value gap.
like
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what they would call like fair value gap, the little space in between where the wicks are at. But I don't use those. I'm just talking about when you have a really big move in one direction, which
All
was
right.
caused by an imbalance in the market. So I call it an imbalance candle. You you then look for if it's a supply zone, obviously it's going to be a big red candle because supply zones are above price. So you're going to look for a green candle immediately before. So in this case, this is a green candle immediately before. Small green candle. That's considered your basing candle. With the demand zone, it's just going to be the opposite. So if you have a big move up, which is going to be a big green candle, for the basing candle, you want to look for the opposite, a red candle. So whichever direction, up or down, just look for the opposite color before, and then make sure it's a small little candle, and then you just want to mark that out. So for supply, I would just mark this from the open of the basing candle to the high. So that's the high, that's the open, that's my zone. Let me see if I can find another one for you here. I think there's one on the 2 hour, 4 hour somewhere. Okay, here's one right here. Another example, right? We have this really big push up, and we have this small candle here. So the small candle is going to be my zone. And I'm going to mark it from open, in this case, to low, because this is a demand zone. So that's the zone right there. And I think we might be right in the zone right there. So yeah, oops. That is
And
demand zone, and that is supply zone.
and the demand and supply, so for example, the supply zone will give us a hint for what the price should go above or just respect it, or just the other levels that we haven't using already.
Supply and demand zones will give you insight into a potential reversal at the level. So price to possibly bounce.
All right.
So like supply zone, we like to look for this, like price come up and reject the level like that. Oops. And then with demand zone, we like to look for a price to come down and bounce out of the level. But remember, I told you guys, I don't like to just take trades solely just at one level. I like to always have confluences for whatever trades I'm taking. So, for example, since we have this supply zone up here, I would like to see, maybe another level up there, like maybe a resistance level or a level where we have sellers, or even just a lower time frame level form, like a little trend line or something, just so that I have multiple confluences to take that trade, in that zone.
And today we had the same example also with levels, correct? There was a supply zone, I think.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
And it
Yeah, we
was,
had a
yeah, the
supply
five
zone
minute
above price. We had
and
a
the five
supply
minute.
zone. I'm not sure if we touched it.
We
Let's
didn't.
see. Okay, yeah, we didn't touch it. But yeah, we did have a zone up there. So yeah, it's still valid. So if price does end up coming up eventually, then it'll be valid. I mean, you can see one here, this 4 hour zone. You can see price bounced out of it. You see we had the zone here, small, red basing candle, big green imbalance candle. And you can see right here, price tapped into the zone there. And like I said before, a lot of times when you have a zone, the more touches it has, the weaker it'll get. So you can see the initial bounce was pretty strong, also at the buyer's level, the 400 buyer's level, right? But as you keep continuously tapping into the zone over and over and over, it gets weaker. So price may move through the zone now.
And also today in the book map uh, we saw in 24,600 like
Mm-hmm.
415 contracts. Is it called contracts, correct?
Yes.
Or orders. So if it reaches the level of 415, isn't it like almost certain that it will just reject and it will not break the level? Because it was,
No,
uh,
that's actually the opposite. It's just still the same. A lot of times you have those
mm,
really, really huge orders. Sometimes price will move right on through them. I know it's a really confusing concept. It's like if there's buyers here and there's a bunch of buyers here, wouldn't we bounce off the level? But that's not how it works because those are limit orders. They're passive, but you still have to take into account the aggressive side of the market, all of the market orders coming in. So if you have more aggression, you can still end up moving through all of those levels, which is why I say you really just need to think of them as support and resistance. You can either bounce or you can break. It doesn't matter about the number, bounce or break.
all right. So we don't, all
Yes.
right. I misunderstood that. So about the touches for the absorption, we know that even if the candles are next to each other, if we have three or more, we can call it an absorption, correct?
Yeah, that's a
If it
pretty
makes
good
sense.
amount to say like, yeah, prices or we see absorption at the level. Yeah, I don't like
But
to do it with just like one candle. I say three is a good number.
so for support and resistance is that we can say that it respected them if the candles are next to each other, two or three candles, and they respected it, but the wick only passed or break, let's say the wick, the level. Even if they are next to each other, we can say it is a valid support or resistance.
On
If
a
it has,
lower time frame, I would say, yeah, I would just mark that out as support or resistance. But if it's a higher time frame, I like to see touches over time, like over maybe hours or days or even weeks. Like in this case, let's just look at this. Just popped up in my face, right? This is just I mean, this is actually a valid resistance level. But let's just say, it was just these candles here, maybe these here. These are kind of next to each other. I would mark that out. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I wouldn't call it support if it's just candles back to back to back. But s- am
yeah, yeah,
I?
yeah, I understand completely because this was also weird for me. I saw two or three today and I didn't know if I should mark them or not. And last question. So we,
Mhm.
we came to a finale. Uh, you said you will start live trading. It will be on a channel on Discord. Not channel, it will be on a section on the Discord channel, correct?
Hmm?
If you
I
start
said
live
what?
trading. You didn't say you will
If
start next week live trading. No, just trading. Ah, not live trading. Yes, just
oh,
trading.
yeah, no, just trading. I didn't trade a
You
lot this week at all because I was focused on the boot camp. That's what I said. Yeah, yeah.
so that you said last time that also, and you got our hopes high, I think. It's okay.
No,
It's
you
okay.
misunderstood. If I
I'm
do
sorry.
ever live trade again, I'll let you guys know, and it will be in the Discord, but
Uh,
not next week.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. You are doing a very good job.
Of
Keep
course,
on.
thank you.
Keep on. Thank you.
Hmm. All right. Now we have Watson. We'll do Watson and then Capri, and then we'll go back to the chat. And then we have like 8 more. Okay, Watson, I'm ready. Sorry.
Hi, Trinity.
Hi.
So, as we went through class, I just put all my questions down. So some of them have been answered already.
Uh-oh, wait, you went out a little bit. You said you put all your questions down.
While we were in class, if I had a question,
Mhm,
I just wrote it down, but a lot of them were answered
mhm.
already. So
Oh, okay, okay.
I only have a few. Um,
Okay.
my biggest thing is that I was really hoping to be able to watch you do something and then me mimic that right in like paper trade, like a sim account at the same time to help me learn. But
Hmm.
I have Ninja, so I was wondering if you would be willing to actually do a trade in Ninja to show us.
The market is closed.
Oh, okay. What?
Are
So
you
can
do you, are you trying to figure out how to like use the Ninja Trader platform?
Yeah, I'm trying to. None of the classes I've been in have really shown how to place the trade in Ninja. It's like I learned. I feel like I'm only good at basically being able to see where price has touched and drawing the horizontal line. I can
Mm-hmm.
kind of draw a trend line and figure that out. But
Mm-hmm.
after that, I'm lost. Actually, like, okay, if I see somewhere that I want to get in, I really
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what to do on Ninja.
Don't,
I've,
you just don't
I've
know how to
been
place a trade.
on, say one more time.
You just don't
What
know
did
how to
you say?
place a trade. You
Oh,
just want to know how to place a trade, right?
mm-hmm. So
Okay,
so can you do sim account on Ninja on the weekends or no?
the market is just no, it's just closed. Like it's not gonna. I can even try on TradingView to enter a trade. It's not gonna let me do it. I will say though, have you looked on YouTube for like how to place a trade in NinjaTrader?
I tried that today and my chart, I don't know. I'm just doing something wrong. The computer is not my thing. Um, yes, to answer your question, but it didn't work. I deleted my chart.
Okay.
I guess I gotta just keep trying. That's probably not a you problem. That's a me.
Okay, one second. One second. Let me see. I'm not gonna be able to place a trade, but I can show you where to place a trade or
Mm-hmm.
how to do it, I
Well,
guess.
with the automatic stops, are you
Oh, I
the
have a video
stops
on
are
that.
yeah, the video is in the
I can,
Discord.
yeah, I have a video on that if that's what you're trying to figure out, how to set up the trailing stop and everything.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I like how when I watch you on Instagram, you just
Hmm.
move the line literally physically up. You don't have to go in and type in the number that
Hmm.
you wanted to stop at or none of that. You just move it.
Yeah.
So I've never done that in my life and I was hoping to learn that here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's not strategy specific, which is why we didn't cover it, but there is a
no
video on it,
problem.
which I'm about to put it in the thing right now. So like, give me
Okay.
1 second. Um, it's the ATM video, so it'll show you exactly what it is, how I set it up. It'll show you what my settings were. Obviously, you don't have to use those settings. 25 ticks behind. And this is for NinjaTrader and Tradeovate, so this is for anyone. I'll just send it in the chat right now. But yeah, this is the
Okay.
ATM video. So this is, how you see me setting up or not setting up, but moving the lines. This is how you get the lines on your chart in the first place. Full
Okay.
breakdown.
And what does
So did you?
ATM mean? Sorry, that's a dumb question. Probably
No, it's
you
not.
covered it.
It's literally, it's not. Automatic trade management or automated trade
Oh,
management. Yeah. It's not a
okay.
dumb question. I didn't know for a while either, but
Okay.
it's this
Automatic.
video here.
Okay. And today I went in the Discord and said, I saw something that said new. So Did you put
It said,
something new?
was it in a specific chat?
It was just in your Discord that for IBLV trading
Okay,
on
let
the
me see.
computer when I went on the computer. So maybe it was just new on my computer because I usually go on my phone. I don't know if
Maybe it
that
was
makes
like
sense.
a new message that popped up.
Okay,
I think that's
maybe.
probably what it meant.
I just
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
make sure I wasn't missing some kind of class that you told us to watch.
Oh, no, no, no. I think it might have just been someone, maybe I sent a message and it just said new because you hadn't seen it yet. That's probably what it was.
Okay. And then
Yes.
when marking the supply and demand zones in on the pre-market on the 4 hour, what time do we start? Do we start it just are we inside of the blue lines or what?
Like how far back do you mark out your levels?
Yeah.
You can go, oopsies. You can go back is it's not a specific amount. It's just wherever price is at. So like say for example, price was right here. I'm gonna
Hmm.
think to myself, just generally, where could price probably go during the session if I don't already have my levels? And so I would probably just say I'll mark in between, this zone here and then, this level down here. Because I don't think price is gonna come all the way down here today. If it does, you figure out you market levels. But just generally, how much does price move? So I would probably just mark in between here. Obviously, as you continue to chart, day after day after day, you won't have to do that anymore. Like on my chart, I have everything charted from years ago, right? All the way down here. But there's
Hmm.
no need for you to chart all the way down at 22,000 when price is at 24,000 today. It doesn't make any sense. So I would just say
Okay.
chart in between kind of where price is at. Maybe you can go no bigger than 5 or 600 points. Let me see how big this space is here. Like 5 or 600 points above or below the current price. Three, four,
So
three, four, five.
it's not like day trading stocks where you need to know the high and the low of just that day or
I don't use the high and the low like that, but if
okay.
you want to do that, you can. I
No,
just don't. I don't.
I just
I don't
want to do
personally.
something that works.
Oh,
I'm not trying to
well,
make up
I
my
mean,
own stuff.
some people do. They mark out the highs and the lows, but me
Okay.
personally, I just don't. It's not something that I've, ever marked out as something super duper duper important.
Okay.
Mm.
And then access recording and get ready. Well, I think that's it.
Okay, no more questions. You good?
When can okay, so like the other guy just asked if you can link your Ninja to TradingView and just
Mm.
trade straight from TradingView. Is that
Mm.
also laggy, or is it only laggy when you're using just TradingView?
Yeah, it'll be laggy regardless because you're having to go through TradingView instead of straight through the
Okay.
broker. Yeah, so
Okay.
you can do it. Like I said, if you're scalping, it's probably gonna be annoying, but if you're not scalping and it's not super volatile, it might not really affect you.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome. Okay, and then we have Capri, and then I'll go back to the chat.
Hi, Trinity. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Good. So I have maybe two or three questions. My
Okay.
first one is I'm not sure if you ever started on trading at a higher time frame or not, but I wanted to know like what did you think the advantages were or are trading on like a 15-second or 30-second versus trading on the 3 minute and 5 minute? Because that's my sweet spot for right now.
You can see the entries a little more clear, like the same way you can see a level on a 3 minute or a 5 minute. You can see it on a 15-second too. So like I just like to use the 15-second to see entries and I like to get in and out instead of having to wait for a 3 minute or a 5 minute close and then have to sit through that. It just in and out quickly and get the early entry, if that makes sense.
But
Does that make
it makes sense, but I'm wondering, are the levels more often invalidated on that lower time frame? So you
I'm
have to
not
move like super quick.
I'm not using the 15-second for confirmation or validation. I'm just using it for an entry.
Mhm.
So by the time I'm getting an entry into a trade, I already have my confirmation. So it's kind of like the same concept as me saying in the Discord, up at this supply zone where we have sellers, if I see a lower time frame level form, I'll use it for entry. Same concept. If I see the lower time frame level on the 1 minute or the 5 minute, I'll use it there. If I see the lower time frame level on the 15 second, I'll use it there. So like I said, the same way I can see a level of resistance or a level of support or whatever on the 1 minute, I can also see that on the 15 second. And so if I already have my confirmation and then that entry point shows up on the lower time frame, then I'll just use that on the 15 second.
Okay, but you're not marking your levels and zones in the 15 and 30 seconds. You're just using what you've
Oh,
already
no.
marked.
Yeah, no,
Got
no.
it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just using what I've already marked those higher time frame levels to see like
Mhm,
where do I actually want to trade. And then once we're at those levels, then I'll use
mhm.
the 15 second to just see and if there's an entry point for me to get in specifically at this level based on all the higher time frame levels and all the context around me.
Okay, thank you. I understand that.
You're
Now,
welcome.
when you mark out your supply and demand zones, I understand what an imbalance candle is, but my question is, when you mark out those zones, are you only looking for a very large candle after a small basing one, or can it be just a very large, like green move or red move, meaning multiple candles, but it's still a large move of price? Would that also be considered as an imbalance?
You're talking about for marking out the supply and the demand zones?
Yeah, like instead of you looking for specifically a very large candle, what if there
Mhm.
are maybe like four green candles going straight down, which is still making like a big dent or whatever in price, but it's not necessarily a large candle. Could you use
Oh,
that
I
as
see what you're
well?
saying. Yeah, no, I usually won't mark those out. I won't mark them out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
only
mean, but
only looking for the
also
larger
though,
candles.
yeah, let me see. Just like also maybe I don't know if there's like a good example here. Let me see.
I seen
Here.
one on the chart you have up right now.
Oh, my screen is paused. Okay, I'll click on that then. Let me see how that looks somewhere lower. I mean, kind of like this here. Like this is not the best example, but kind of just see where I'm going. Like we might have three red candles coming out of, whatever this area, but it's still no specific zone. So like if you do happen to see just big moves up or big moves down, you usually will be able to find where the zone is actually at on a higher time frame. Like in this case, there's a zone here. Let me see. I don't know if there's another example somewhere of
Well,
that.
like that right there,
Okay.
the small red basing candle right before those green candles going up.
Uh-huh. This one here.
Yeah, would you mark that as a zone? It's not a large green candle, but it's multiple green candles going up. You see what I
No,
mean?
it's just,
Okay. Okay.
this is way too small. I
Okay.
mean, if we were to mark this out, it would have just got ran through immediately.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I like to make sure that it's big enough so that when price comes back to that area, I can
Hmm.
rely on that level for a bounce, or it just has a higher chance of price bouncing back at that level.
Okay. And my next question, I think all of us have so many questions regarding Ninja Trader. So I have a
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Trader account, but
Mm-hmm.
it has me in a live account. I haven't funded it because I know there's a way to, I guess, log into my prop firm using Ninja Trader. I just don't know how to do that.
What prop firm are you using?
I have Lucid.
I have never
So
used
do I
Lucid.
lose my Lucid credentials and log in? And I have TraderVate as well.
I have never used Lucid, but whatever instructions they told you to do to log in, did you go through their Apex? I've used Apex and Take Private Trader. I know when you create an account with them, they give
Mhm.
you documentation on exactly what to do. Download this, open this, click this here, type this in right here, and you'll
Mhm.
be good. So does Lucid? I mean, there's people in here that okay, so Lucid gives you the NinjaTrader account credentials. I'm sure it's the same
Yes,
thing.
I have
Okay.
that.
Okay, so that's what T said they give you okay, use their login. All right. Use that
Okay,
login.
that makes to log
Okay.
into Ninja Trader.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I assume it would be the same. So yeah, and I guess they would have like a support section where they have, instructions. They don't have that. I'm asking the chat. I'm sorry. I know you don't know.
No,
I'm
I
trying to
ha
help you make
so I
sure.
wasn't sure.
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
assuming
do
they
have Lucid credentials, so I could try that into Ninja Trader, or even my TraderVate credentials. I can try that into Ninja Trader.
Your Tradeovate credentials should work for NinjaTrader.
Okay.
Yes, they
Okay.
should. Because even when I was using Take Profit Trader and it was NinjaTrader, Tradeovate, whatever, I can log into NinjaTrader with the Tradeovate credentials. So yeah, it should work.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And last question. It's somewhat related, but not. I'm sorry, my dog is talking. Wait a second. I'll text it in the chat, Trinity. I'm sorry. He's going off.
Okay. You
But
can
thank
ask if you want. You sure? Okay. All right. She's sure.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. Now I'll answer a few of these questions here in the chat. Earlier you said you used market orders to execute orders. And then we'll come to you, T, in a second. T and then everyone else after. Okay, but earlier you said you used market orders to execute orders. When I use market orders to execute orders, my stop loss does not read as buy stop or sell stop. Why is that? On what platform? What platform are you trading on? TradingView, because TradingView just doesn't label them like that. So, let me go to this. Actually, market's not open. 1 second. Let me just go into replay like I did last time. And that should work. All right. We're in a sell order. Stop loss, take profit. All right. If I have a trade here and I'm in shorts and I have a stop loss, what type of order does this stop loss have to be for it to close the position if I'm in shorts? It can't be a sell stop because I'm already in shorts. That would just add to the position. So this is automatically a buy stop order. It's just a different platform. Does that make sense? NinjaTrader just labels it buy stop, sell stop. Yeah. But in TradingView, it's going to be the same. Even I don't know what they have it in Tradeovate. Same concept for anyone who's using Tradeovate. It's still the same order type. It can't be another order type. Otherwise, it wouldn't even work out. So yeah, this is a right here a buy stop. If I was to flip this position and go buy, stop loss here, take profit here, this here is going to be a sell stop because I'm in longs. I bought to get into the position to close it. This has to be a sell order. So this is sell stop loss. So yeah, that's it. Just I don't know why it doesn't label it in TradingView, the type of order, but that's the type of order that it is in TradingView. Okay. Okay, that was Rhonda speaking to someone else. When we connect to NinjaTrader, when we connect NinjaTrader to TradingView and place the trade on TradingView, will that remedy the lagging? Oh, I think I already answered that. No, it won't. Yeah, no, that's not confusing. NinjaTrader will remove that lag. I don't know why TradingView is laggy. I think it's because obviously it's not the broker, so like the orders are traveling through TradingView. I don't know, so it takes longer. It's just, Will your indicator require level 2 data access or anything extra? You will need level 2 data. So I know with Apex specifically, they have level 2 data add-on. It's like $10 a month. And I've tested it with Apex data, and then obviously NinjaTrader data, level 2 data works for that as well, which I think is like $16 a month in NinjaTrader. And then whatever broker you're using, or not broker, but prop firm, I guess, they should allow you to add on level 2 data. Most prop firms do. If you reach out to support, even Take Profit Trader, they all allow it. You just might have to reach out to them. But I know Apex, you can do it directly on their dashboard or whatever. But yeah, you do need level 2 data because it's actually reading the order book. It's not just based on the chart patterns and stuff. It's actual level 2 data. So yeah, you need to be connected. Yes. Okay. Hi. If I spot a zone on the 4-hour chart and it's pretty big, but I see the same zone on the 195 and it's smaller, should I adjust my zone to match the 195? No, you can actually leave it on the bigger one. You want to make sure you have everything covered. Make sure you have everything covered so you can leave it on the bigger one. Can Replicanto be used to copy trade across different firms like TopStep, Tradeify if they are all logged into the same broker? Like if you're logged into NinjaTrader on both of them, then yes. Like I've used it in the past for Take Profit Trader, Apex, and live account. All copy trading because I'm logged into NinjaTrader. You just have to manage your connection. So you connect to Top Step, or I don't know if Top Step does it, but you can connect to Take Profit Trader, you connect to Apex, you connect to your live, whatever you want to connect to. As long as you can connect, you could trade in NinjaTrader with Replicanto. Okay. Um, Explain how to tell the difference between a pullback and a reversal. You really would just be able to tell based on like overall volume. Let me see. Most of the time you should be able to tell based on overall volume. Let's see if there's any examples here. What time is this? 9:37. Let me go to my chart. Like if you guys remember that example we did, how every time price pulls back, we saw volume go really, really low. So you can recognize, okay, just a little pullback. Let's see if it's applying here today. The market just kind of went down all day though. So I don't really know. And then we just chopped sideways. Are you talking about like on the higher time frames or just like what do we? Let me see. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, if we are coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down, the way that I will pay attention to see like is price just pulling back or is it a full reversal? I'll just look at the volume around, wherever price is pulling back. And if it's really, really, really aggressive on the pullbacks and, we start, for example, just breaking above other levels, then I will say, okay, we're probably seeing a reversal here rather than a pullback. But yeah, it's for me really just depends on volume. I'm usually just looking at volume and just seeing if it's really, really aggressive, then see like today it's just all sideways. Let me see if I can find a nice clean trending day. That'll be the only way to really show the difference. Maybe I should go all the way back to the example that I did a while ago. I mean, that's the answer. I'm just trying to see if I can find an example. But it's really about volume. And then also, it's hard to say it now, but like in real time, you can see the strength and aggression of candles in real time. So you can see like, for example, say prices coming down, right? And all the candles coming down are super, super strong. And then when price starts to reverse a little bit, these candles are a lot slower. They're a lot smaller. You can say, okay, price is just pulling back. So it's something you also have to pay attention to in real time. But during the actual session, if I am wondering, is this a pullback or are we fully reversing? I just pay attention to volume. And also, are we at a key level to reverse that in the first place? If we're just in the middle of nowhere or there's nothing happening, I'm going to just most of the time assume it's just a pullback. But it's hard to answer that question outside of like watching it in real time. What is the significance of the orange line that ropes around your volume indicator? It's the volume MA, the moving average, volume moving average. Volume moving average. I'll show you. If you click on, why is this? Hold on. Make sure you guys can see everything on my chart. All right. If you click on the little settings thing here, you can see MA length. So whenever you have the MA on, it just shows the average volume over if I have it on 20, the last 20 bars or 20 candles. Yes. Okay. Now we have T. You can go ahead now, T. Sorry, I talk too much.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Trinity. You rock.
Hi. Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for everything. I'm a little bit under the weather, but hopefully you can hear me. I have a few questions. I'm gonna try to run through them as fast as I can. The first one is I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me or what, but it seems like the volume candle can sometimes be smaller even for a larger move. And even I've seen it on other charts, and I was trying to find an example on the chart you're on right now. I think around 10 a.m. Let me see. Yeah, around 10 a.m. I don't know, you moved the chart around. But there was like
Oh,
a
wait. Let me.
big move, yeah. And the volume was low.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe one of these candles somewhere around here.
Or maybe it's just my eye. Like I'll say, is it even possible? Is it possible for a volume candle to be larger for a smaller move? I guess. Okay, so yeah, there's
It
a
could be.
yeah.
It could be because technically it's measuring the overall volume and there's volume on both sides. If you just have a bunch of buyers coming in and there's not really a whole lot of opposing pressure, meaning the buyers didn't have to push as strong to move up, then volume could be lower. It could be because there just wasn't
Mm,
as much activity happening in that candle.
okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
seeing like right after 9:45. So between
Mhm.
9:45 and 9:50. So you have a red, yeah, that red has a
Okay.
lot of volume, but it's a little bitty
Hmm.
candle. And then the
Hmm.
green ones are larger pushes, but the volume is lower. So I was like, am I reading this wrong or are my eyes playing tricks on me? But so
Mm-mm.
that
Yeah, you're
answers.
not. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just buyers versus sellers. How much was going on in this candle? And then like I said before, if it wasn't a whole lot of opposition, it is possible to have a bigger move with lower volume. And in this case, you have this small little red candle, but there could have been a lot of volume going on in this candle. Lots of sellers tried to come in, a lot of buyers stepped in after that, but it didn't move as much because it was, they're fighting. It's
So in
it's
this
called
type of
imbalance.
instance, do I look for the volume or as my confluence, or do I look for the move as my confluence in this example?
In this example, I wouldn't be looking for anything because we're not at a specific level. So let me see, like, did you trade today or see any?
I did, yes. But this question, I've been having this question for a while. So,
Let
but
me see.
I think it
Like,
makes sense. Hmm.
I could answer the question like at a level. Like if it's just over see, to me, it doesn't matter what's happening with the volume or the price action if we're not at a key level. So
Hmm.
it would have to be first at the level for me to say like this matters in the first place and how we would use it. For this, everything happening here is just it's not really meaning
It
much.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay,
really mean much. Um,
that's okay.
yeah. But if you had, for example, like a buyer's level here or something like that, and we saw price come below the level and we see all this volume, but the sellers are struggling. We see the wick here, we see this small candle, but a lot of aggression, but no movement down. This is aggression, but no movement down. This lets me know, okay, well, maybe buyers are stepping in here. So it's really about the overall context. Um, but yeah, does that make
Yeah,
sense?
I think because I was using volume to gauge their strength, and so it was
Mm-hmm.
confusing me that the volume was indicating that they're very strong, but the move was very small. So it's like, are they strong or are they weak? Was what I was trying to get clarity around. So that's the
Okay.
question, is like if the it's pretty clear, like if the volume is high and the move is strong, then they're strong. But it's like when the volume is high but the move is not strong, it seems like I still don't know, are they weak or are they strong? I get confused
If
at that.
the volume is high but the move is not strong, that means that there was a lot of buyers and sellers in the move fighting at that
Okay.
area. So that means there
Okay.
was a balance. There was no imbalance between buyers and sellers. That's where that imbalance word comes in. Because the thing
Okay.
is, when you have an imbalance, it's because there's a lot more buyers concentrated in one area, like this, for example, right? And there's not a whole lot of aggression down here at this level. So when the buyers come into the market, we can move price up because there's not a lot of sellers stepping
Okay. That
into the
makes
market. So
sense.
it's no, they're not, there's no fight. So it's an imbalance. There's a fight, it's balance. It can be more volume, but if it's not moving, it's because there's a balance there. There's no one stronger than the other.
Okay. Thank
So yeah.
you. Um, the next one is kind of like a silly move that I've made before, and I just wanted to get your recommendation. So I've entered into a trade without placing my take profit and stop loss by accident. So I forgot to like toggle those little, there's like buttons that you have to press to
Mm-hmm.
toggle or enable them. So when I do that, or if I ever do that again, should I just close the position? So like you can just click X to close the position, or should I manually add the exit orders?
You can manually add the order. The main
Okay.
thing really is just focusing on having your stop loss. If you can't get the TP in time, that's fine. You can always close the position or trail your stop loss. But yeah, I would say at least add the add the stop loss order if you can.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you would just do a stop order in TradingView. Let me see. If I can. I
Okay.
mean, you know how to do it?
Yes, yes, yes. I
Okay.
just
Okay, so
didn't
yeah.
know. I I
Yeah,
panic
don't
and
close
click
it. Don't just
close
close it.
position. Okay.
Unless you really don't like have enough time to add the stop loss, but like if you have enough
Mhm.
time, just go ahead, add it real quick, stay calm, relax, and you'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that makes sense.
Hmm.
And then my last question is, could you just kind of share maybe some more insight, maybe pros or cons of using the book map versus using the DOM, which is in most of the trading platforms? Can they complement one another? Is one better than the other? Easier like usability or just any insight around book map versus the DOM order book?
The depth of market is a little bit harder to understand overall. Bookmap is easier because the levels are, you can see them visually on your chart, but it just depends on what you're trying to do. If you're just trying to see where the levels are, then you could definitely use Bookmap. Bookmap has a whole lot of other features. But I would say that Bookmap is just easier than using depth of market. But if you
Okay.
just want levels, then that's why I use or what I develop, because Bookmap does have all these other features and can be complicated for some people because of all the volume dots and all the heat map. So it's really about what
Mhm.
you want. But if you're asking about depth of market versus Bookmap, I personally would say Bookmap is easier for just looking at the levels because it's visually on your chart, or not on
Okay.
your chart, but visually on the software on your yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so
Yes.
much. God
You're
bless.
welcome. Thank you. God bless you too. Okay. And now we have, is the J silent or do I pronounce the J?
Rajesh,
You tell me.
Rajan.
Rajan. Okay. Yeah. I see. I didn't know if okay. Rajan. Got it.
Yeah, that's fine. So I got a couple of questions. When you buy and if you don't sell it, because this is quarterly thing, right? Does that expires at the end of the quarter? What'll happen?
Yeah, it'll expire, but you can just, if you, I mean, are you swing trading or
No,
position?
just curious.
Oh, I mean, it wouldn't really apply. You would close the position though, and then place it on the next contract.
Okay. And
Just
also, when
resume the
you
trade. Yeah.
label the chart, how far, you go month-wise, like four
When I'm
hours.
what?
When you do 4 hours, those labels you mark,
The charting.
yes, how far
Mhm.
do you go, like month-wise?
I go as far back as there are valid levels. So it's kind of the same as before. Sorry, I'm trying to move this stuff off the screen so I can answer. Yeah, but it's kind of the same as before. If you don't have all the levels marked out on your chart, you could just ask yourself how far down or up
Yeah.
will price maybe go today, and you could just mark in between those areas. But just as an overall answer, you want to have all your levels because you never know. Price can always fall someday randomly back down to 23,000 or 22,000. It's happened before where price has fallen thousands of points for no reason. So you want to have your levels if you can, but just generally day to day, you don't need to mark down 1,000 points. Like I said, if you don't have all your levels, you can really do about 500 or 600 points above and 500 or 600 points below, and just mark in between that little space. And then as you continue to chart, you'll have more and more levels to where you won't have to do that every single day.
Okay. And
Yes.
does this works on, regular trading as well? All this leveling.
Wait, does it work where?
Uh, you know, just on future trading, or it can also work on other, like just equity trading, like daily other stock trading.
The charting, yes, you can apply it to the regular stock market or forex or crypto. You can apply it, like the charting part of it.
Okay. And probably last question, I think, how do you recognize, institution trade, like when big institution come?
Wait, how do I what?
big, this, what do you call them? Banks are, like big companies, they are buying chunk. How do you recognize those trade?
Well, usually when you have really big orders come into the market like that, you'll see those big imbalances or those supply zones or those demand zones. So, yeah, you'll see those zones most of the time when
And
stuff
does
like
that
that is.
is that on heat map as well? Or
Like on Bookmap?
book map? Yeah. Do you see
Like, can
them
you
in book
see,
map?
you can see big orders on Bookmap. Yes, you can. Like 400, 500. You can see them if they pop in.
So
So if
anything
you want to use
60s
Bookmap,
or 80s, they are, do you consider them as a institution?
when I see big orders like that,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm not placing 400 contract orders. So yeah,
Okay.
somebody has to have the capital to place a trade like that, and it's definitely not us. Yeah, it's definitely institutions when you have big orders like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it, I think. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You are welcome. Okay, and the next person that we have is Tim. And then I'll do Tim and then PG and then I'll go back to the chat. And then I'll answer. We got like what?
Hey Trinity,
10.
how's it going?
Hello. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you too.
Thank you, thank you. So
Hmm.
I have a couple of questions for you.
Hmm.
Um, I know you didn't trade today, but one of my first question is about today. But so I kind of start off like this. So Wednesday, and I trade NASDAQ or
Okay.
MNQ.
Hmm.
So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the market shorted at the New York Open,
Hmm.
right? And so today, like Wednesday and Thursday, I did pretty good. I had a green day on, both days. Today, however, even though the market was directional, it was very
Hmm.
volatile. And when I use your strategy, the stops felt too tight. Um, so I guess
Well, what did what did you do today?
what did I
Let's
do?
yeah. You tell me what you did.
So I definitely use your levels,
Hmm.
that you place in Discord. So
Hmm.
at every level, it was like every time I saw, I would look at the level, and when I would
Hmm.
see like a retest, I would enter. And so I already
Hmm.
have like an ATM set up in NinjaTrader, just to give you that info. So it
Okay.
automatically places my stop and my take profit.
Oh, so
But
that's why. What number is that? What is the tick amount?
what, 75?
Okay. But did you
What
adjust it based on the did you adjust it based on the levels or did you just use the ATM?
I just used the ATM. And that was going to be my question, is like some days just seem more volatile than others, and
Hmm.
the stocks seem very tight. So should I have just adjusted it?
Yes. Always have to adjust. That's
Okay.
why I told you guys, whenever you're placing your stop loss, make sure it's valid according to the technicals. It's also why I was hesitant in sharing my ATM, my actual numbers, because
Yeah.
people think you can just go on and copy the numbers, but there's also adjustment that needs to be made. Like if you watch some of my videos, you'll see me, I adjust my stop sometimes. I move my take profit because the market is different every day. Sometimes it is more
Right.
volatile, like you said. And so you want to make sure you're always respecting the technical levels and not just saying like, oh, I'm gonna have a 50 tick stop loss or a 100 tick stop loss or whatever the case may be. So yeah, it's definitely not your fault. It's just make sure that you're following the levels instead of just
Right.
having a set number stop loss.
Right.
Yes.
Is there a way that you gauge based on that day, like how volatile the market is, or to adjust your stop loss?
You can always pay attention to the ATR, but
I do. I do. I'm glad you said that.
yeah, I mean,
But
that's
I'm
the only
still
way you're gonna
learning that
know.
part.
I mean, I don't use it like actively. I was just answering your question directly about volatility. But
Okay.
when
Yeah.
you're marking out like actual like let me ask you, do you know where you took a trade at? or no?
Um, I'd have to look at NinjaTrader. Because I use both NinjaTrader and TradingView. So
Hmm.
let me look real quick. Give me one moment.
Okay. Okay.
So I
Okay.
would
Well,
say I took a
okay.
trade at 10 o'clock today,
10 o'clock.
and roughly,
Okay, right here.
let's see, roughly about 750, about the 750 level. You have a level marked sellers here.
Mm-hmm. Right. I did. You went short?
Yes,
Okay. And you got stopped out.
yes.
Okay. Um, so let me see. Okay, you said you were short at 10.
Like the market
On
just kept like swinging. Like I would enter the trade and then I would like look at volume indicator, right? And I would see
hmm
like it was almost like the market was injecting like, buy orders as soon as I jumped in. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, I get it. I get it. Okay,
yeah,
let
it
me let
just
me
kept.
Oh, sorry. You can continue.
No, you're fine. I knew I think what I just need to do is just stay in the trade a little bit longer and plus adjust my stop based on the amount of volatility for that day. I just need to become better at gauging that.
Well, what I would say is first, this 750 level, if you got into shorts at 10 o'clock because of it, if you notice here, you see how we did break 750, we
Right.
touched 800, but you notice how we came down and we broke back above it?
Yes.
At that point, I can't use the 750 level like that anymore because
Uh-huh.
it's not being respected the same way. On the 5 minute, maybe, let's see, let's check the 5 minute and let's see if it's being respected. That way, you wait for a 5 minute close. But on the 1 minute specifically, you can't use it that way anymore. Okay, on the 5 minute it
Yeah.
was respected. So we broke on the 5 minute, we bounce, we break back below on the
Yeah.
5 minute. So you could have used it like that on the close
Right.
below this level. But I
Uh-huh.
wouldn't use the 1 minute time frame after seeing close above, close below, close above, close below. And then also remember I said if it is more volatile, remember I said go 10 to 20 ticks above, right?
Yeah.
If it's more volatile, sometimes you might have to go a little higher than that. So let's see if 20 would have been fine. Let me see. Above the 750 level. Let's
Uh-huh.
see, let's see. Okay. Okay, 20 would have been good. Okay, yeah, if you would have went 20, you would have been fine. I think you just
Okay.
didn't. Yeah. Okay, so I think maybe next time just don't follow that 75 tick hard stop. Like you can
Right.
use the stop loss 100% because it's so much easier just having the
Right.
ATM on there. But then always make sure you just adjust it, which is that's what I do on
Uh-huh.
TradingView. I'll be like, okay, well, I see my stop loss might be here, maybe at 760, right? But I know it needs to go a little higher, so let me just adjust it real quick. So you could really
Right.
just do that. Yeah, it's not a big hard fix. It's super simple.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely practice that. Just another
Hmm.
question to piggyback off of this one. So I know you use a lot of confluences
Hmm.
at your levels. So as far as time frames, like besides the 15-second, what other time frames are you using around your levels?
I'm usually watching the 15 second, the 1 minute, and then the 5 minute all at the same time. And
Okay.
just seeing like, is there any entries on any of these time frames, stuff like that.
Okay. I just need to become better at using those time frames. I use them too, but it's like a lot going on. So
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna take
know. It
practice.
is. Yeah, I mean, I just only pay attention to it when I see something actually form there. So like if I'm on the 15 second, but there's nothing actually happening there or there's nothing for me to actually use, then I'm not just going to be paying attention to it hoping something happens here. Like I'll just pay attention to everything and if I see a specific level form on one of those time frames for an entry,
Uh-huh.
then I'll use it like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Last question for you.
Mhm.
Um, so I went through your course and you use something called a pattern called rally based drop.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like just
I,
overall like
I think
market
most people just
structure.
say rally consolidation
Oh,
or,
base. Rally base.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, yes, like that.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically what we've been seeing the last few days in NASDAQ is, you see like a rally, then a consolidation, and then the market would just drop at the beginning of the New York Open.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is like, how do you treat that setup? Like, when you see it at like a major level like that, how do you treat that how do you treat that compared to levels that you might see in between the tops and bottoms? Does that make sense?
Like, how do I treat the highs and the lows versus levels in between?
Right. I actually use swing levels, or swing levels is another term I use, but like there's like a top and a bottom in every market or session. Something, and then
Mm-hmm.
you have those pullbacks in between, or sometimes the market just might, find balance in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, swing high and low. And so I'm just wondering, like, how do you treat those levels differently? How much more aggressive are you with your entry at those major
If
levels
it's
versus the ones in between? Does that make sense?
Yeah, if it's the higher time frame levels and they're holding, then obviously those levels are a lot stronger. So I'll feel more
Uh-huh.
comfortable taking trades there as opposed to trading in between those levels, which a lot of times you'll see me say we're in between key levels, like higher time frame key level here,
Right,
higher time frame key level here, and we're just in the
right.
middle right now. I personally don't like to trade that too much. Literally on Monday, I tried to do that instead of following the
Yeah,
plan and waiting till we get to
yeah,
the lower level, and it just messed me up. So my answer to
yeah.
that would just be like wait until price gets to those higher time frame key levels, unless you just for some reason have a really good reason to get into the trade in the middle. I don't know, but I don't like to trade all the middle stuff going on. I don't.
Oh my God. You gave me the best answer, because I've been
Yeah.
wondering that for a while now. Like, should
Mhm.
I just trade at the, swing levels, like the major levels, key
Mhm.
levels?
Yeah.
Because when I get in between all of that, it's I get
Yeah.
faked
It's
out and
hard.
then stopped
Yeah.
out, and yeah.
Yeah. Definitely just ignore the middle.
Okay. Thank you,
Yes.
Trinity. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And now we have. I don't know what I said I was about to do. We'll do PG. How many people do we? Let me do PG. That'll leave us with 7. We'll do PG and Lou to make it even, and then we'll go back to the chat, and then we'll do 6 more, and then we'll see if anyone else raises their hand. Okay, PG, ready? I'm ready.
Hi, Trinity. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, before I add, I literally just have two questions. They should be relatively quick, but I just want to say thank you so much. It's really nice to be able to speak to you and just kind of
Oh, you're
like
welcome.
gauge. No, seriously, because I remember when I first saw it was some clips, but it's this guy named Big Daddy Max, and he kept like
Yes.
clipping you and showing you. I
Yes.
was like, whoa, she is so raw. So thank you for doing this last boot camp for us.
Mhm. Of
So
course.
yeah, so I think Tim kind of touched on this. I kind of tuned in and out because I was doing something at the moment. So if I'm
Mhm.
repeating, forgive me. But um we know that NQ has been really kind of in this nasty range, kind of like oscillating between 24,000 and 25,900 or 26 if we get really high. But um just a bit of advice for people. There's some people that are really good at trading within a range. And
Mhm.
I'm still like a relatively new trader, so I prefer a bit more continuity, but I've had some success while trading within the range, but I've also had some, bad trades. Thankfully, all just kind of simple things from my perspective. But what
Mhm.
advice do you have like for, newer traders that are trying to still see the best setup within, these kind of nasty ranges?
The range is really big, so let me just go out for a second. We're talking about this here, right? This range
Oh
is
yeah.
really big. So this like just ranging on a higher time frame like this doesn't necessarily affect us day to day as day traders because there's so many opportunities that happen at whatever other levels that we have. Like these are big higher time frame levels. These are huge, like huge levels. There's like thousands of ticks in between these levels. Let me see. Let's just see. Yeah, there's like 4,000 ticks in between those levels. So just because we're ranging on really, really higher time frames or like in this really big range doesn't mean that there's not going to be any opportunities to trade day to day as a scalper or as a day trader. I mean, just like today, like you still have your levels that may form on the lower time frames or book map levels or whatever that you can use. Like we still mark out our levels every day. We have our supply zones, demand zones, everything like that. You just use those levels. Just because we're ranging big, big, big far out, you can still take trades as long as you're trading at key levels. If you're not at key levels and you're in the middle of a range, then don't take the trade. But if you do have those key levels that we did talk about, and you do have a good reason to actually take the trade, then you can go ahead and do that. Does that make sense?
No, that does make sense. I think that sometimes because it gets so volatile and then there's so much like sideways action. This isn't all the time, of course, but
Mhm.
it just rips back and forth and it can be sometimes these really like huge candles in between and you think it's gonna go one way, but then it doesn't. And it's like
Mhm.
I feel like I get a little bit intimidated by it sometimes. So it makes sense what you're saying. Just, relax, stick to the plan is kind of what I'm really gauging from this and make sure that, of course, we do have our levels mapped out so we know where things might bounce or reject.
Right. Yeah, the levels will definitely be helpful in a ranging market. If you don't have them, then just leave it alone. Just leave it
I
alone.
feel you. I feel you. I've
Mhm.
been doing a lot of practicing. I became
Mhm.
profitable this year, but I've been doing a lot
Oh,
of, yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
You're
So happy.
welcome.
But yeah, just I've just been trying to refine like my approach.
Mhm.
And it was like one week I had where I wasn't getting any trades. And again, it was really
Mhm.
just kind of silly mistakes in my opinion. But
Mhm.
still I wanted to take some time to like, make sure that I'm mapping out and I've just been following along with like paper trade. And it's been turning
Mhm.
out pretty well. Like I think I made 11K. It was on paper trade, but I made 11K
Mhm.
during Asia session this week. And,
Really?
just
I heard Asia's been moving nicely recently.
it has. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've seen a few people do really well with it, but,
Mhm.
and it's really unusual for me because I normally kind of hate Asian session. It's so like
Mhm.
slow.
Yeah.
But yeah. And just one other question. I know you don't have
Mhm.
too much time, but, on a side note, I want to have like a bunch of prop firm accounts, like preferably like over
Mhm.
time, maybe about 10, but
Mhm.
they're more than likely going to be with different prop firms. I think you
Mhm.
mentioned that you use Replicanto. Are you able
Mhm.
to like trade or copy trade using Replicanto across different firms?
What platform are you using? Are you using NinjaTrader or something else?
Well, I do my charting now on what do you call it, TradingView. I
Mhm.
have a NinjaTrader account. I have not traded off of it, and I've been
Mhm.
trading like all of my live trades, even though it's sim, have been through Top Step up until this point.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
But I
you
do
would be
have a
able to
couple Tradeifys I'll be using. So
Okay, so yeah, you would be able to use the trade copier in NinjaTrader across multiple accounts, but outside of NinjaTrader, I don't know if there's a trade copier that can connect a bunch of prop firms. But if you do decide to go with NinjaTrader and you have prop firm accounts that you can trade NinjaTrader on, you can connect those multiple connections and copy them across, NinjaTrader and just trade one account and it'll place the trade on all your other prop firm accounts. But it would
oh,
have to
that's
be
really
in
cool.
yeah. Someone said looking at Trade Syncer. I don't know. So maybe that might be one that might work.
Okay, but and last question. So
Mhm.
if you can do that with NinjaTrader, then what are some prop firms that you can trade through NinjaTrader with?
The two that I know are Apex and then Take Profit Trader. I don't know what other prop firms use NinjaTrader. I mean, I'm sure a lot of them do, but you would just have to look on the different prop firm sites. Like, I don't know if does Top Step allow NinjaTrader, guys? People who use Top Step?
Nah, nah,
No.
they have their own PDF
Um,
platform now.
no. So yeah, you would have to just find prop firms that use NinjaTrader, but the two that I have used myself at the same time on NinjaTrader and copy traded them have been Apex and Take Profit Trader at the same time. Someone
But
said Blue Knox and
Blue
Legend.
Knox.
Yes.
Okay,
Lucid,
sweet.
Lucid as well. You could try Lucid. So, yeah.
But thanks everybody in the chat and thank you, Trinity. Really appreciate it.
Of course, thank you. All right. And now we have oh, that just I don't know if I just removed somebody. Lou. If I just remove somebody, that was accident. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you're a blessing.
Oh,
I
thank
just want to say that
you.
this is my greenest week ever since I started. So, um, yeah.
Yay!
I,
Congratulations.
yeah, I know. I have two easy questions, probably two
Mhm.
technical ones. So, first
Okay.
one is like, is there any hotkeys compatible for NinjaTrader?
Yes, there are. I don't use them though, but I know you can use hotkeys with NinjaTrader. You would just
Yeah.
have to look up. Yeah, I don't have a specific one though that I would know.
Okay. Yeah, because like
Yeah.
adjusting the ATM real time, my hands or my fingers too slow. So I was like, hotkey
Yeah.
would be best bet for me. So that's one.
hmm
Another easy question I would say, when do I know to move from micro to mini?
Are you trading prop firm accounts right now? Live account? What are you?
I have a live account.
Okay. And do you feel comfortable sharing how much is in the account?
Yes. So a little bit over 50K.
Okay. And you've been trading for a while though?
Um, with your strategy, about 2 years, I would say.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're 50K prop firm account, like a 50K prop firm live account, or like 50K funded from the bank account
No,
into
funded
like
from
a
the bank, from my bank.
okay. And you're asking about how many contracts to trade or when to switch over to you should be if you have a 50K account, you could trade minis.
Yeah, but I was just
But
trying to play it safe ever since I see green.
um well, I mean, you have a if you have a 50K account and you've been trading, you could start with one mini and you'll be fine. If you just want to start with one. That's
Okay.
you're not going to be risking. You put 50K in the account because you want to trade with 50K, right? If you want to trade with micros, take that money out the account. Put 5K in, you know? So if
Yeah,
you have that much in the account, you could trade minis. You could definitely trade
gotcha.
minis. Yeah. But don't just trade a bunch of them. I'm just saying, you start with one since you want to, be careful and safe, okay? You start with one. And then once you've I don't know, increase the account by, let's just say maybe 25, 50%, you can add another one. You can, like, whenever you double the account, then maybe you can, I mean, but it's a 50K account. You're trading one contract. That's a lot of money. Why'd you put 50K in the account?
No, I didn't. But I started at 25.
Okay. And how many
Yeah.
contracts were you trading?
For micro, I just like I think my average is like 710.
Okay. 7 to 10. So, like, almost one mini. I mean, well, since you doubled it, you can double that. You could just trade two or so minis.
Got it.
Just don't go over like two or three
Yeah, I was just
until you double it again.
yeah, because originally I was like thinking like maybe I should grow it more to like um 75 or like to be safe, I would say. But I just been playing it safe. That's why I never went to mini.
Well, then you keep playing it safe and just do one or two minis. Don't do more than that.
Okay.
But you can definitely trade minis though. If you double the account like that in whatever span of time, then I'm pretty sure. I mean, it seems like you're doing pretty good.
Thanks
Seems
to
pretty
you.
good.
That's that's
Yes.
that's all I can say. It's all
Okay.
it's
You're
all you.
welcome.
Yeah. Okay, so on the technical question, this is one thing that I'm
hmm
not really very consistent with.
hmm
Whenever we see consolidation in between key levels, where it's
hmm
really in the middle, far away from key levels, I start to like put some support and resistance based on the consolidation and wait for a
hmm
breakthrough. On top
hmm
of that, I also look for like volume to see again, like I said, we should react, not predict. But whenever I see consolidation between key levels, I always predict in a way. Um,
hmm
should I just like continue to wait until we actually break any of the original key levels, or should I really try to use the resistance support from the actual consolidation?
If it's like resistance or support that's been like proven over time, it's not just one little touch at the level or like a little 1 minute level and you have no other confluences. But if it's a level that's actually valid, it's been holding up over time, then yeah, you can use it if you're in between, higher time frame key levels. Just know it might be a little bit more risky than taking a trade at a higher time frame level. But you could do it if you have reason to do it. But if it's just
Got
not working out, then just wait. Just wait until you're at the higher time frame levels or, whatever levels on outside, and you just be patient instead of trading in between.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Copy. That's the only thing that I've been really, yeah, that's where my loss is coming from when consolidation
Hmm.
shows up.
Oh,
Um,
then yeah, don't trade that then.
yeah,
If that's where your losses come from, just leave
yeah,
it alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't find a way to deal with it. Um,
Hmm.
okay. I think that's my only technical ones. I think probably last question is like, do you have some like videos on like when you're trying to scale this at this point, like,
Hmm.
like setting up accounts or like taxes and stuff like those, or like if you're planning to like
Uh,
retire or do this full time, stuff like those. Do you have those type of like,
I have a tax video. Let me see. It's in the Discord somewhere. Wait, I'm gonna put it in here real quick. Give me 1 second.
thank you.
You're welcome. I don't do too many videos like that, but I do have a video called, what is it called? This one. This was an educational call we did in the Discord. Trying to send the link. Okay. Okay. All of you guys have access to this video on the Discord, but just in case you can't find it. That's the video. That's just a video that I did on personal finance and taxes for traders.
Got it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's all I have for you. Thank you again, Trinity. Appreciate it. And you're a
You're
blessing.
welcome. Thank you so much. All right. Now I will answer a few questions in the chat, and then we have 5 more people. Okay. I'm setting, was there somewhere that we could take a test? Like based on everything that we learned? Yes, in the boot camp. This is the most recent one I added, the risk management one. And I'll keep if you don't know where that's at, I'll keep talking about that in a second. I'm setting my levels on both NQ and MNQ. I'm focused on trading MNQ. There seems to be a difference in the location of the levels between each of these. Should I focus on both charts when trading MNQ? Want to see here how? Oh, that's separate. If you're trading MNQ, I would just chart on NQ1 exclamation point, the continuous contract. So I don't chart on the current contract. So that's that would be my answer. That would be my answer. But I mean, if you are trading M and Q and you just want to not chart the continuous contract for some reason, then just chart on M and Q. But I would say this would be the best thing to do. Do the continuous contract. Wanted to hear about why you transition from options to futures in your trading journey. I'm coming from trading options. When I first started trading, like literally years ago, I started trading options. So it's not like I was trading options for years and I switched over. It was like I started trading options and it was the Greeks and everything, and it was just too much to handle. And then I just started learning about futures. I saw someone trading it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look how much money you can make so quick. Oh my gosh, wow, amazing. And so, yeah, it wasn't really like I was trading options for so long and then I had a change of mind. I wasn't really deep into options when I switched over. But I do think futures is better for day trading. And I feel like with futures, you can have less money and make more money than you can with options. It's easier to make money with futures with less money, if that makes sense. Easier to get started. You can lose money too, but I just think it's easier and better and maybe faster. For order flow on Bookmap, what order sizes would you use to chart for ES in micros? For ES, I've never traded ES in my life. I've never traded ES. I've always been a NASDAQ girl. So you would have to look on ES and see what levels get reactions. You would have to do research. You'd have to do research. Unless someone in here trades ES and they use Bookmap and they know what they look at, I would not have an answer because I don't think the numbers would transfer over. I mean, you could look at the chart and see like what levels are more uncommon. Like obviously you're going to have a bunch of levels maybe that have 20 contracts, 30 contracts, but like what levels stand out? What levels are standing out? Maybe on ES 200 and above stands out. There's not really a whole lot of those. So what levels are standing out? Maybe that could help you start. to find what number you want to use. Will any of the 2-week videos expire? All of these videos you guys will have forever. All you have to do, go to the Learning Hub, go to the Getting Prepared section, click on the recording thingy, and it'll take you to the playlist on YouTube, which will be accessible to you guys forever. And the last video, this video will be uploaded later on today or tonight. Where are we at? If it's a 4-hour level, we need the 4-hour candle outside the level before taking a trade on the 1 minute. At a 30-minute level, it has to close outside the 30-minute level before taking a trade on the 15-second and so on. Yeah, you want to close on that time frame, on the time frame that is valid on. Otherwise, it's less likely that the trade is going to continue going in your direction. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Just curious, on the days you are not live trading, is your automation trading? Yes, it's running most of the time, and I'm also doing logging as well for it, which doesn't have anything to do with you guys, so no point in me explaining that. But yeah, it's always on. It's always on and running. You have access. Oh, that's Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna answer this last question, then I'm gonna go to Tanya. I signed up for Apex, but there were 3 options, and I chose Rhythmic Intraday. Not sure what that is. There was also Tradevate Intraday and one other. Can you clarify what this is to save someone else the confusion? Intraday means it's the stop loss is going to trail during the day. And end of day means the stop loss is not going to change until the end of the day. So you don't have to worry about the trailing stop loss mid-session, unrealized trailing stop loss. You don't have to worry about that with intraday. But I would just recommend reading the rules and the differences between the accounts for anyone who does not understand the difference. Because, yeah. And then Tradeovate versus Rhythmic is just the platform, the data provider. If you choose Rhythmic, you're going to be trading inside of NinjaTrader. If you choose Tradeovate, you'll trade inside of Tradeovate. That's really the main difference there. That's the difference. Okay, and now Tanya, you can go ahead. Y'all just keep raising y'all's hands. Now we got more. But that's fine. Tanya, you can go ahead. Uh-oh. Tanya, I see you're unmuted. Maybe I just can't hear Tanya.
Hello.
Maybe Tanya. Oh, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I'm frustrated a little bit, but I think I have my answer once I answer this question. We'll ask this question. So I know
Okay.
you said that you do not do any markups on the 15-second, just your entries, correct?
Yes.
So even if you see a trend line forming on the 15-second, you don't use that for extra confirmation or anything?
I use it for an entry.
Only
Not
for
for.
entry. But do you mark the trend line on the 15-second?
I'll mark it if I'm going to use it, yeah. And then I'll take it off when I'm done using it, just to see it. But
Just to
it's
see.
not premeditated, if that makes sense. So, like, you know how I do my pre-market analysis in the morning? I have all my levels already laid out. The 15-second, I'm not going onto the 15-second chart marking up levels. If I'm trading, though, and a level forms for me to use as an entry, then I'll add it, I'll use it, and then I'll take it off.
Okay, so what
Does
I've
that
been
make sense?
doing, I think it does. So what I've been
Okay.
doing, I've been marking on the 15-second as well, finding the supply and demand, trend lines, everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not doing all that. Not doing all that. It's not the same as me doing my pre-market analysis on all the other higher time frames.
And I think that's why I've been losing my trades as well, because by me doing that, those levels are definitely not valid. They're blowing through those levels. And
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
because I
That's the
can.
problem.
Okay, so I can
Yeah.
definitely see like what the market is doing on a higher time frame. And I'm like, I'm so much better at this on a higher time frame, like the 15 and the 30, I can see it clear. But when I'm going
Mm-hmm.
down to the 15-second, I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, I suck at this. And I've been wanting to give up like so bad, but I'm like, nope, keep going, keep going. So now that you have clarified that, I'm like, okay, so this past week, I didn't take any trades. I've just been like marking, doing my chart patterns and everything and visualizing like where I would have taken the trade. And I've been right. And I have not been looking at the 15-second at all, just visualizing on the higher time frame. So now that I know that, I think I fixed my problem.
Yes, you just focus on the higher time frames for confirmation and knowing where you want to trade. And then the 15-second is strictly for once you know everything where you want to take that trade, kind of like you were doing, then you can go down to the lower time frame and look for a specific entry point. But don't go mark up your 15-second chart and trade with those levels. No, don't do that.
Yeah, I've been doing that because a friend of mine, he does that, and
Mm-hmm.
he has been green since he
Mm-hmm.
found you for like a whole month, and it works for
Oh,
him.
mm-hmm.
But it doesn't work for me
Mm-hmm.
because so my brain, the way my brain has been operating, I'm like, it's too busy on the 15-second for me to sit up here and trying to mark. So that's why I'm like,
Yeah,
how are you doing this so fast? But I see now you're just finding the entry and that's it.
right. Yeah, just the entry. I'm not doing all the extra stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, I got you. Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, and now we have if there was a D on the end of your name, I would pronounce it England, but it's not. So now I want to pronounce it like England. So I don't know. Engleen.
England. You got it right. It's pronounced England.
England.
Yes.
Hi.
How are
I'm
you,
good. How are
beautiful?
you?
Appreciate you.
Oh,
Appreciate
thank
you.
you. Hi.
Um, yeah, and just like a few of the other people said, man, I've been waiting to get. You said boot camp, and last, I've been waiting. So thank you. You are so
Of course.
informative. I've taken a couple seminars, and I'm not gonna say they were bad. They
Hmm.
were pretty informational, but you were giving you giving the sauce. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, but my question is, like one of the seminars I signed up for, they use a Sink or Swim, Charles Schwab,
Hmm.
and when I signed up for them for level 2, I got the and I'm new at this. I don't know if it was level 3 or one to one under level 2, so I can only do longs, not shorts. So my question is, with Ninja Trader, is it specific answers or inputs to put in when signing up for it to gain level 2 access?
So level two data is so that you can see market depth, meaning not just the orders coming into the market, like bid ask, but like see deeper into the market. So where
Okay,
sellers are sitting, buyers are sitting, the limit orders. So when you
got
say, because before you said you wasn't able to get into like long positions,
shorts. I can
or
only do longs, not shorts, because I did not get approved for level 2 with Charles Schwab and
and
Stink
that
Single.
was that like stock, like regular stock trading?
Yeah.
Because that probably would be why. Okay. So then yeah, with futures and NinjaTrader, you'll be able to get into longs or shorts. You don't even need level two data. You can do that with level
Okay.
one data because you're trading futures. So yeah, with futures, you have the
Got it.
option to make money with the market going up or down.
Okay. Okay. So there's a
Yeah,
difference as
you were
far as a different
probably yeah,
platform.
you were probably doing or looking at stocks for Charles Schwab and they
Correct.
didn't approve you for okay, okay. So yeah, so NinjaTrader, you're perfectly fine. There's no special inputs. You'll automatically be
Okay.
able to trade shorts, longs because it's futures trading. So yeah, you're good with that.
That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Got you. I appreciate you. Thank you again.
Mm-hmm. Of course, thank you.
You're welcome.
And now we have Maciel. Hi.
Hi,
Guys, this is
Trinity.
Maciel. Hi, how are you?
Good. I wanted to wait until everybody asked questions. I was like, oh my God, I've been here so many times that I'm like embarrassed that I have questions and I just want to say thank you. I'm always learning something new.
Hmm.
Um, what I wanted to ask was, um, I just wrote it down just so that I don't mess up all my words. When we make our plan for the day and prepare for both directions, do you
Hmm.
also think it's helpful to plan multiple scenarios within each direction? So, like for shorts, one if it breaks a level and one if it pulls up first and then rejects. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like okay, like I'll see two ways of that this could go, but then I'm like, but
Hmm.
what if it goes up first instead and then
Yeah.
rejects? So I feel like I'm having four scenarios and then I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
maybe my daily plan is coming out wordy and is it more confusing or do you encourage to have multiple scenarios?
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. If you notice, like sometimes in the Discord when I'm sending out my daily levels, the only time I'll have really clean short levels is when we're right at a key level. So I'll just give an example. Like, say we have this. buyer's level here, right? And then supplies on here. If we're right at the buyer's level, I'm not gonna say, let's go short all the way up here. Right now, I'm focusing on either longs down at this 353 level or shorts below it. But say, for example, the next level down is here and we're just in between levels. Now I do need to be mindful that before we get to one of our key levels, we could pull up or we could pull down. So I need to be aware of both sides. Like if, we come up to this level, then we could do this, this, and this. If we go to this level down here, then we could do this, this, and this. So it just really depends on where we're at. And most of the time, if we're in the middle of levels and there's a lot of levels above or below that we can use, I will go ahead and have that more wordy, daily levels or whatever. And I would encourage it to make sure that you're planned for all scenarios.
I see. So like for this example, if you were creating like a bias for shorts, you would say like if it breaks that level, that 150, 160,
Yeah,
if
166.
it breaks that then and holds it like or retests it, but like keeps going down, you get in shorts there. Or if it goes up to the supply zone,
Mm-hmm.
you can take shorts up there if it doesn't, if it seems to like a lower time frame starts forming like some level of support that
Yes.
then
Mm-hmm.
it's like two
Exactly.
scenarios for shorts, you mean?
Right. Yes, exactly that.
And then like the same for like two scenarios for longs in
Mm-hmm.
this in between level situation. I'm
Right.
assuming.
I would do that every time just to make sure that I'm prepared for both scenarios and that everyone else knows that anything could happen, right? Either way. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Got it. And
Mm-hmm.
then when you're trading, when price is trading between key levels, I know you wait to take the trade at a higher time frame level or a key level. Is higher time frame level and key levels interchangeable? Like, is that when like, are bookmap levels also considered higher time frame levels? Or I don't know if my question makes sense, but um,
Key level is any level that is important. So key level can apply to a book map level, higher time frame level, even it might be, some 5 minute level of support. It's just a part of our key levels. But when I say higher time frame levels, yeah, I'm talking about strictly those higher time frame, stronger levels. But key level
like,
in general is just key level. Yeah,
so like
important level.
in this in the example that you use, like if it went down to that 160, like let's say if we had sellers there at that 165, 166,
Hmm.
that would be considered a higher time frame? No, that would be just a key level. Like if it said
Yeah.
buyers there, it's just a key level, so you would wait till we get there to take a trade.
Yes, 100%.
Got it. And another thing I struggle with is when we're in between levels and the market opens and it immediately moves really fast and blows past the levels like we marked, I tend to like, oh my God, like maybe I didn't see something. Is there something that like in those situations, do you just let the move go and wait for the next setup? Or is there something you look for that builds confirmation beforehand that allows you to catch that move, even though you were technically like in between levels? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, if that happens at open to where we're not really anywhere super important that I can form some sort of bias or confirmation there, and at open we just happen to blow past one of the levels, I'm not gonna say, oh gosh, I should have got in. Like, because if you really think about it in hindsight, did you have any indicators beforehand? For me, no. I don't, there's nothing, if there's nothing beforehand that could tell me we're just in between key levels, just because we blow past the level at open, I'm not gonna try to chase the move or try to figure out what I could have done because it's
Mm.
just was an opening candle. We move wherever. So yeah, I would just leave it and then wait until price gets to whatever next level is, important to us on the chart.
Got it. Okay, and two more questions. When scaling into a trade, do you base ads strictly on key levels, or do you also consider how many ticks price has already moved before deciding it's too late to add? Like I'm still working on that, and I know that it's important, like from the book that you told us to read, Best Loser Wins, about like adding to your trades.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you mentioned in the boot camp about you adding at key levels. I'm just still not confident in my charting per se, like charting like the lower time frames, like when the session is actually open. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm trying to tell, I was wondering, is there like a number, like just as practice, like look, once it's past 50 ticks, you don't even think about adding, like, is there, or is that like kind of each scenario is different, so you can't really number it that way?
Yeah, every scenario is going to be different because number one, the levels are at different areas on the chart every day. And number two, volatility is different every day. So one day, 50 ticks might be really, really small. Another day, 50 ticks might be big. One day, 200 ticks might be really huge. But another day, 200 ticks is tiny. And a normal move is like 400 ticks. So it's never going to be based on a specific tick amount or point amount. It's always just going to be strictly based on the key levels.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that when I look at volume bars, like
Mm-hmm.
I instinctively think of them as like just like the volume indicator, like I'll think of it like, oh, buyers are winning or sellers are winning. And I'm trying to get out of like I know the buy sell that we put underneath it helps kind of see like, okay, in this move, there's actually more buyers or there's actually more sellers. But like I just wanted clarity, like in the overall volume those red and green bars, it doesn't mean anything but volume, even though it's color coded that way, right?
Yeah, it's just volume.
Okay, because I tend to kind of look at it and think of it like sometimes it's you know how like you keep your supply and demand zones neutral, like with the white shading, so that you
Mm-hmm.
don't have this sort of like, oh, once we're going here, I'm gonna sell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like sometimes when I look at the overall volume and I see like like right now I'm looking at the screen and I'm seeing all those red bars. I'm just like, oh, sellers must be. But yeah, I just wanted to confirm that those volume bars are just volume. It doesn't mean like almost like disregard the colors, I guess.
Yeah, it's just volume, just overall volume stepping in. Yeah.
Okay. And for Bookmap, for your, I apologize, the LMS,
Oh, the
your,
liquidity mappings. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes,
You're good. You're good.
it is that something that we will, if you have Bookmap, you have to still get Bookmap and also your indicator? Or once you
No, no,
get
no,
your
no.
indicator, it comes with the live data, the like your indicator.
You don't need Bookmap. So the way that I use it is so that I don't have to use Bookmap anymore and like transfer the levels over to my chart and have to have all these charts open. So like when you have the liquidity mapping, it'll just overlay the levels onto your actual chart so that you don't have to do, all the extra stuff. I mean, does a bunch of other stuff too, but the main thing is you'll see the level two data on your chart. So you don't need Bookmap unless you just want to use Bookmap. Like I said before, you do need to have level two data. So whether you have level two data through your prop firm or just through NinjaTrader, I think the NinjaTrader level two data is like $16 a month. And then I think through Apex, it's like $10 a month. So it just depends on whatever broker or prop firm you're using. But yeah, you just need level two data. You don't have to have Bookmap as well to make it work or anything like that.
Oh, okay, so like for the people that do, we would just cancel that subscription, the Bookmap, and then I guess like I'm assuming there'll be like some sort of tutorial. Like if we, I'm
Yes.
interested. I'm interested in everything that you do. I'm interested in all of the things that you offer. So I guess I mean maybe this is like very premature, very early on, but like will there be like maybe you'll help? I guess you'll guide us like in setting that up.
Yes, of course. There
On
will
that.
be instructions, but it's also very, very simple. Especially if you
Okay.
already have a NinjaTrader account, you
Yes.
literally log in, select the indicator, and it's on your screen. It's very simple. But yes, there will be very detailed instructions for those
Gotcha.
that, yeah,
Thank
of
you
course.
so much. Thank you
Of
so, so,
course,
so
you're
much.
welcome.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, and now, okay, guys, we have three more talky questions. I know it's past 8, so y'all don't have to, okay. Andrea,
Hi.
hi, how
I
are
know.
you?
Good. My husband's in the background talking about, so she pronounced her name correctly. I do want to be respectful of your time, though, really quickly. Um, First, I noticed that, like for instance, this morning you said that sellers were at level 800 and
Hmm.
sellers were at level 800. But I noticed
Yes.
on the YouTube video you send out with their book map, sellers
Hmm.
weren't there this morning because I checked at
Yeah.
like 9 and I checked at 9:30 and I checked when
Hmm.
price actually reached that level. So I was wondering,
Hmm.
is your account different from theirs?
No, so they're showing NQ levels, I was looking at MNQ levels and NQ levels. So
Oh,
sometimes, like I said, on NQ, it just doesn't have all the levels for some reason, which is why I'm also always paying attention to MNQ. So if you have Bookmap, you have to either have both, tabs open, or you have to find a YouTube video that shows MNQ and
thank you.
NQ. Yeah. And then with the liquidity mapping suite, since Macio just asked about it, MNQ levels and NQ levels will show on your chart, so you don't have to have two open. But yeah, I like to look at both, which is why you didn't see it because they don't show it for some reason.
Okay, gotcha. I do have
Yes.
two more questions.
Mhm.
I'm that person that sent that long email with your you showed us a old picture of an old trade you did, and it was like the
Mhm.
break of a trend line, and then
Mhm.
it consolidated for a little bit, and then you showed where you added. You
Mhm.
added on the second retest of the level, and I was wondering if you could explain why you chose to add on the second retest, or how you knew that it was going to retest the second time. Because when I studied that picture, the volume bars were pretty much the same. And the actual candle formation was about the same. Both of the cell candles, so to speak, had a small
Mhm.
wick on the ends of it. And so I was wondering how you knew to wait for the second one and then add it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Can you see my screen?
Okay.
Just I want to make sure I know
Yeah.
what you're talking. You're talking about this,
Yes,
right?
this one.
So when I got into this trade, this is a 1 minute chart. So where the green dots are, I got it
Hmm.
on the 15 second. So my initial entry, you're asking about the ad, right? Where I added
Yes.
or
Uh-huh. How
okay.
did you know to wait for that second one? Because like if you do like the first, I guess, reclaim, there we go.
Hmm.
The first reclaim of the level looks very
Hmm.
similar to the second reclaim of the level, but you
Hmm.
waited. And a lot of the times I would have added on the first reclaim, and then
Like this
price will,
here.
yeah, the very first one. Uh-huh,
Okay.
there. And then price would have pulled back, and I probably would have gotten scared because that
Hmm.
green candle there looks to me to be a bit engulfing. And then it's
Hmm.
back to my ad or my initial entry. And so I probably would
Hmm.
have dumped out of this trade prematurely. And that's what I have a habit of doing. But then, it ends up
So
going your direction.
so this here, it wasn't like this one, this little bounce here, that's not support. Like, remember, I said I want to see multiple touches at the level as support. So, me using this level actually wasn't because of support. I don't know if you guys
Um,
remember. Let me, where's my little drawy thing? I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about are chart patterns and how chart patterns sometimes can be labeled as, reversal or continuation, but I like to pay attention to just the levels. So if you pay attention like kind of closely here, you can see this pattern, the head and shoulders that we had formed like that, but we never broke back above the neckline. And I told you guys this level is important, and also this level is important as just as far as overall market structure. So because we ended up breaking below that level there, I used it as an ad. Now it's a lower time frame level, so I wouldn't have used this maybe as an entry just on its own if I wasn't already in a trade and I didn't have any other confluences. But because I already had the confluences here in this, trade specifically, we had this level was it was either sellers or resistance, I don't remember. But we had that level, we broke this trend line here, and then we had this form as well, and we didn't break above the neckline. Since I was already in shorts and I already had the confirmation for shorts, I just used the break, down below where that right shoulder would have been in the head and shoulders pattern. That was where I added. So
okay.
it wasn't actually support. It wasn't support.
Okay, got you. And then my
Yes.
last question, real quick, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Um,
good.
I was that person that asked yesterday why you put the stop in the middle of the range. And I was like, I
Oh,
don't
that
think
was
that came,
you.
yes, I was like, I don't think that came out right.
Hmm.
Usually, like, I will put my stop above the previous swing high, and then I have like this giant stop. And I'm noticing
Hmm.
that you are tighter on your stops, but every time I'm tighter on my stops, somehow it's always like a liquidity grab, and boom, I'm out. And it's like I'm struggling with my stop placement because my stops are so
Hmm.
wide. And
So let me go to yesterday's example. I'll just go to that example for you really quick. But you were basically asking, why was my stop loss here, right? Like it was like right
Yeah.
around here.
It was kind of like it looked to me like it was in
Or
the
was it
middle of the consolidation. Because
actually
the
I was
stop
on the
yesterday
15
was like
second.
100 ticks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me go back. We were on the 15 seconds. So let me just replicate exactly what that looked like. Okay, I'm going back. There it goes.
Yes, and I appreciate you for using that 15-second
Of
example.
course. Okay, so this is what it looked like yesterday. We had our entry and we had about 100 tick stop loss. This is
Mm,
what it looked like yesterday, right?
yes,
Okay. And you're basically saying, why didn't I have my stop above here? Right?
correct.
Okay. So
Because
yeah, the
that's what
reason
I do.
is,
And I'm like, I can't.
yeah, and I completely understand. The reason is because my entry wasn't because of this up here. My entry was because of the break back below where we had 800, which is that support level that we had. It was previous sellers there, but it
Mhm.
was liquidity was removed, but it was still behaving as support. So if I'm getting into shorts off the break of support, I just want price to respect the support level. So as long as I'm, like I said, 10 to 20 points, maybe a little bit more if it's volatile above that level of support, which that's where we got that right around 100 ticks. Okay, somewhere around there. That's why it kind of looked like it was in the middle of the consolidation because it wasn't based on the consolidation. It was
It was
based on the
based on
level
the
that we
20
broke.
points. Okay, I
Right,
see.
the 20 points above 800. Now, sometimes what I will do, if I do happen to get a really, really, close entry and maybe the stop is not that big, I will go ahead and give it more room and move it to the next level up or whatever. But in this case, it was enough room and I'm not gonna go 100 tick stop loss all the way to right under 200 just so I can move it a little higher, when I'm really just the 800 level. Does
Okay,
that make
I
sense?
see. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Of course, you are welcome. And now we have two more guys. Two more. Um, okay, I don't think I'm gonna pronounce it right, so I'm not gonna try. Kehinde.
Kende.
Kende?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi.
Hey, girl. I'm sorry. I wrote
Hi.
a couple questions down. Um, all
Uh-oh.
right.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is
Sorry.
this is my question for because
Okay.
I'm trying to like study like the 15-second
Mm-hmm.
confirmation. Entry level that you do. So it's like, do
Mm-hmm.
you for like all right, when you're on like the 15-second chart, right? Do you wait for a break of like some sort of consolidation for your entry? Like I just don't understand that part.
Yes, if I'm looking for an entry on the 15 second, it has to break a specific level. It's not just I'm just getting an entry on the 15 second for fun. Like in this case, this is 15 second. We actually had consolidation here, and I waited until we broke out of consolidation for an entry. I'm not just
Mm,
getting into it for no reason. So yeah, whether it's a trend line, a chart, whatever the case may be, I'm waiting for an actual break on the 15 second for the actual entry point.
okay.
Mhm.
Um, how many trades do you take like in one session? Like, do you just do like one or two and out, or is it like you have
Yeah,
like
I try not to take more than one or two trades. I'm not really trying to be on here all day. So,
yeah.
yeah.
And do you think like less is more? I kind of been struggling like with trying to put everything all together, and it's like I guess it's kind of making me a little bit more confused. And
Hmm. Yeah, less is more in regards to how many times you trade.
no, like as far as like confluence, well, not confluence is like more so like well, this is a dumb question. I don't know why.
Uh-oh, you went out.
I don't even know why I asked you this. Clearly, you think less is more. Okay, sorry. Because I was talking about like the indicators, but you already answered that. What is like your
Yeah.
setup to trade? Like, do you like? Because one thing that I like that I did for like the first couple weeks, I had been trading on NQ with you, like
Hmm.
with your entry levels, and I really
Hmm.
like. I don't know, something that really I would say been working would be like the break of a demand, like the price will go down to demand or like in this, I don't know, this is the 15-second.
Hmm.
What
Want
am I
me to go
saying?
to another time frame?
Yeah, can you take it to like the 1 minute or the five?
Hmm. Yeah. I can go to the five or the one. Should I go back to today or should you want me to stay over here?
I think today it did it too. Like it was kind of like in the middle and then it like ran to support and then it dropped. Like what is your favorite like setup that like you say like this is when I see this setup, I'm taking it. Like I know it's
My favorite setup is this one here, where we have a level where we have buyers or sellers, and we like break above the level and then we get back below with lots of aggression. I like
okay.
those trades. Those like reversal trades like that. Those are my favorite, easiest trades to take.
Yes, I love reversals. Have you ever
Yeah.
traded golds?
Have I traded what?
Golds, or you just stick with NQ like through and through?
Yeah, I've never only NQ. I haven't traded anything else.
Nice. Um, I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, and then I know two more y'all. All right, two more y'all raise y'all's hands. Michelle and Carmen, y'all don't have to stay on here. Y'all can go. Okay, Stefan, you can go ahead. If I'm saying it right, let me know. If I'm not saying it right, then you tell me, and I'll fix it. I see you're unmuted. Uh-oh, I see you're unmuted, but I don't hear you. Maybe it's broken. Okay. Well, I still can't hear you, but I'm not gonna remove you. I'm just when you figure it out, you just start talking. I'm gonna misstep Mr. Step every time.
Hello,
I'm gonna
hello.
let you. Okay, wait, there you go, Stefan. There you go.
Hi,
Okay.
Trent. Hi,
Hi.
thank you for doing this. Much appreciated.
Hmm.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I
No?
can hear you.
Okay. I just have two questions. About the book map numbers. When you do
Okay.
you ever change those? Like for instance, you say you look at 60 or above.
Mm.
Is there a situation where you would say you would look at lower numbers or bigger numbers?
No, I keep
No.
those as my thresholds, and they have been my thresholds for quite some time.
For okay, so the ones that you use for NQ and the ones that you use for MNQ stay the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
they haven't changed in since I've started using Bookmap.
Okay. Okay. Great. That's good to know. And I
Mhm.
also have like one small question on your chart. You have like a buy and sell volume, I think.
Yes, I
In the
do.
second
It's not.
in the second
Yeah.
pane, I think, on TradingView.
Yeah, it's not showing right now, but I do have it.
Oh.
Oh, brother. Okay. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Which one is that? Because I was trying to find it on TradingView, but it's been a crazy
This
search.
one is buy/sell volume bars. Oops, I did not spell that right. Sorry. Volume bars by this person. Rauki. So this is the person.
Rauki.
Rauki. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's it. It's been a journey, but thank you. I think I can see a bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh,
It's been
yay. You're welcome. You are very, very welcome. Thank you.
yes. Thanks. That's it.
Okay. And we now have Aswe. Your hand was up, but you moved it. So now I think you take your hand away. But Mr. Step every time, you can go ahead.
And unmuted. Oh, hey, how you doing? Um,
Hi.
okay, I had like just two questions.
Mhm.
Could I kind of like shorten up the process by just like marking up maybe like the 15, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour, and then like just waiting for like those breaks for those levels, and like then getting in the trade for entries? Like, is that like a? I mean, can I do that, or like isn't that still like similar to this particular strategy that you use?
You can try that if you want.
I mean,
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
that be
can
the
try.
same thing that you do? I mean, because you just wait for the break of those levels, and then you get into your entries, right? I mean,
So
from how I
you're asking about charting only on the 4 hour, 1 hour, and what, 15?
yeah, I mean, yeah, basically for my entries, like isn't that still like the same thing instead of? I mean, I'm basically trying to like shorten up because I really don't like charting.
Yeah, you can do that if you want, but
I mean, isn't that the same thing that you do? I mean, oh,
no, it's
that's not.
not the same
It's
thing
not
because
that.
I
It's
do.
not. I guess I've been trying to
How is
reinvent the
it the
wheel.
same thing? How is it the same thing if you're asking me to do something different?
I mean, because I don't really like going back to all those different times. I mean, I go back on the 15 minute, which is
Okay.
I go back to, like to the
hmm
15 because you do the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and
I do 4 hour, 3 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, all the way down.
okay, four and down, but not the 15 minute,
Yes.
right? You don't mark the 15 minute, do you?
Not for supply and demand, typically, no. But like I'll mark out support and resistance levels if there's a trend line or something like that on the trend line on the 15, then yeah, I will.
Okay, all right. What's my next question? Damn. Shit. Okay, I'm sorry, sorry, to be cursing, but okay. So my last question would be, yeah, when those levels break, you don't trade breaks, you trade the retest of those levels.
If it's on the 15-second or like lower time frame and there's a lot of aggression, sometimes I don't wait for the retest.
So are you going off like how the bars look, like how like strong they might look, like you know?
hmm Yeah, how strong they are, how fast they're moving during the session, just overall aggression. So
Okay,
if it
you
is
take your
really
entries
aggressive,
on the 8 second and what else? In the 1 minute.
15 second, 1 minute, and yeah, I'm trading on the 15-second, but I'm watching the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15-second all at the same time.
Okay, all right. Now with Tradeovate, you don't use Tradeovate at all.
No, I use NinjaTrader and TradingView.
Okay, well I use Tradeovate, right? So sometimes like I do trade off my phone, which under they say you shouldn't be doing that, but
Mhm.
I guess I don't even be wanting to open up my laptop sometimes. So
You don't want to open your laptop. You don't want to
yeah, I be
chart.
on
What you want to
yeah.
do? What you want to
Well,
do?
no, I do. I made a trade today. I lost like $9. This was like a lot because I never traded a prop firm thing. I don't understand it. Like I
Okay.
just trade my own money because I did like I think
Okay.
I just put like $1,000 in my trading account again.
Okay.
I just put in like three something. I lost that. I think I put in like another two
Okay.
something before. I think I lost that. I did make some money, but then I get But I don't really want to trade because if I win some real money, I don't want them telling me. I don't want to wait. Like I want my money now.
That makes sense. Right. That makes
So
perfect sense.
I
I
don't want to
understand
trade
that.
no. Um. So like I said, damn, I forgot what I was about to ask you. I just got a lot of shit going on. But yeah, okay. So look, all right. So the time frame when you trade on your phone for trade of it says auto, but I don't know what time frame that is. I know it got like
Probably because
I'm listening.
probably you should I think you should probably like do it on your computer.
Yeah, I
I
think that's it.
think you should open it up even if you don't feel like it.
All right, because I did miss a couple episodes and stuff like that you did, so I do gotta go back and catch up. But I really
Yes.
don't like chart, and I do kind of just get in off the breaks. I kind of like don't even really do
Okay.
zones like that. I do a zone in my head because you can't when you trade on your phone, it don't allow you to like put have zones and stuff. You got to kind of just watch the break of those zones and stuff like that. And I just be getting in the trade. Sometimes it work out, sometimes it don't work out.
That's because you're not charting. You have to chart. You have to chart. Open up your computer, chart your levels, and go watch the recordings and follow all those steps. It doesn't matter how you feel. Just do it.
I'm
Okay?
gonna email you and
Okay,
let you know what happened.
you email me, you let me know,
All
okay?
right, all right. Yeah, Mr. Step every time from Philly, so I'm just so you know who I am. All right,
Okay, thank you so much.
all right. Appreciate it. But I watch all your stuff. Like it'd be like 4 in the morning. I be watching all your stuff. Though. Like I don't get all of it. I don't understand all of it, but I'm trying.
Okay, thank you so much. I love the effort, but you have to chart. You have to chart, okay?
All right, thank you. Oh, and one last question, Miss Trinity. So, look, what is the name of your strategy? Is this like ICT? Because this seemed like it's ICT. Is this like an off brand of ICT? Oh, all right. It seemed like it's I because this seemed like this strategy, like ICT, seemed like the hardest strategy, but it seemed like people winning with it. But that's why I'm thinking, like, like what's the name of it? You got to name it. You got to put a name on it, so people like when at least people can like shout you out, like so you can shout your strategy
Oh
out.
my gosh.
You got to
You
name your
are
strategy.
literally so funny. Please. You are making me lose all of my professionalism. You're so funny.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
but you got to name it because I thought like when I kept seeing IBLV, I'm thinking it's like Boulevard or something like that. Like I'm like, what does IBLIV thing mean? Or whatever. Because like that's like the abbreviation for Boulevard. Like I'm from Philly, so like it's that's like one of the main streets here. But yeah, I be watching all your stuff though. I don't mean to like, cause I waited I waited like 2 hours to get like the answer, like for my question to get answered. But I really appreciate you. Thank you.
I really appreciate you too. I
All
really,
right.
really do. I really, really do. Thank you so much.
All right.
Wow, that was great. Thank you. It stands for I believe. And no, I don't have a strategy name. Okay, please email me. Thank you so much. That was great. Okay. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, the next the next person. Leary, you can go ahead. I am actually so sorry. That was so funny. Okay. Okay, you can go ahead. I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, pleasure night, Trinity. So I just want to make sure you are hearing me.
Yes.
Okay, yes, so I'd like to thank you for your training, pretty professional.
You're
So
welcome. Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to know, I know it might be a big ask, but
Mhm.
would it be possible to do like one day probably a live stream trading with your students?
Yes,
Only
that
if
is a
it's possible.
possibility.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll think about it. If I do decide to do that, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. 100%. 100%. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciated everything you did for us. Thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And Stefan, you also raised your hand again. You can go ahead and speak if you have something to say.
Yeah, sorry, I have one last question. In your
Yes.
trade teller, do you map out, not map out, but write down for every trade or just the overall day?
I wait, you said in TradeZella?
Yeah, trade seller.
Yeah, I
Because
just put in I put in all my trades for the day.
and so every trade you just for every trade you write it out, and for the overall day you just nothing special for the overall day, just trade by
As
trade.
in journaling my overall thoughts for the day?
Yes.
No, yeah, no, I don't do that.
Just the thoughts for the trade and why you entered and how and everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm doing in-depth journaling like that, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That was my question. That was the last one.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye
You
bye.
are welcome. Okay, Capri, you would want to raise your hand again. You go ahead. You go ahead since you want to say something.
I'm sorry, Trinity.
It's
Hi.
okay.
I got a little off. My brain just went blank after that episode. But what was my question? Oh, it's about your strategy, but more so your journey. If you can answer it in short, I
Mhm.
just wanted to know at what point did you transition from knowing that you wanted to become a full-time trader, as far as not just being profitable, but whatever checkpoints you kind of like set for yourself, knowing it's not a get rich quick scheme, but how did you build up to the point where you knew that you can do this as like your mainstream of income, if that makes sense?
So me personally, when I first started trading, I had a bunch of money saved up and I was in college and I wasn't like I didn't have this full-time job to sustain me in life because when I first started trading, I was living with my parents. So it wasn't like oh, I need to make this much money to, quit my job. I didn't have a job in the first place, so I was really just hoping it worked out. But I would say for someone who does have a job and you're like trying to figure out when you should quit trading, I would say you need to be consistent trading for at least 6 months to a year before you start thinking about just throwing your job away. Because the thing with trading is anything could change at any point, and so you don't want to just quit everything and then now you don't have something to fall back on. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. That's all I wanted to know.
You are very
All
welcome.
right. I appreciate your help as well and this boot camp. You were very, very, very helpful and so informational. Thank you.
Thank you
And for
so
your
much.
extra
You're
time
welcome.
today.
You're welcome. You are very, very welcome. Okay. Okay, Watson, you want to raise your hand too? Look, guys, hey, you know what? It is what it is. You can go ahead. Whatever questions you want to ask, I'm here. You go ahead. I keep saying last person, I keep saying someone else. Oh yeah, I felt like somebody was gonna okay. Okay, just kidding. Just a joke. Okay. Is the other hand raised just a joke too? Kinde? Kinde?
I this is the question I forgot to ask.
Okay, it's real question.
The chat, like the chart, I get a little
Mhm.
confused. Like, how far am I supposed to mark it? Like, how far do I go back? How far do I go up? And like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm. I do know what you mean.
okay.
So the answer to that is I would say go up and below about 500 to 600 ticks
Mhm.
each session if you don't have anything else on your chart. That'll be my answer. So if price is here, you mark all the levels up to this level. If price is here, you mark all the levels down to here. But if you just want to have a big old charting session for yourself one day and just chart all the levels, you can go back as far as you want because like I said before, price can come all the way down to 23,000 one day again. And so you want to make sure you have the levels and you're prepared for that. But just as
Okay.
far as during the actual session, like right before you trade, you can just mark, right above and right below price. Like I said, 500 to 600 points above or below to give yourself room to where the market could potentially go during the session.
Can you show me how I would do that? Like, kind of.
Yes. So if the market is at 374 here, like 24, 374,
Mhm.
you can get your little measuring tool over here and you say, okay, well, let me go up. This is about 400 points here. Like I said, you can do 500 to 600. So this is 500 right there. So you can just say, I'm going to mark in between here, this level up here, and then this level down here. And then you just start on the 4 hour, go look for all your levels, 3 hour, look for all your levels, but only just chart in between the levels that you marked out so that you're not marking up the whole chart and the market's not even going to fall to 23,000 today.
All right. Thank you. That's it.
You're welcome. You are welcome. And then Capri, you just said, is the buy sell volume bar indicator on NinjaTrader? It's just on TradingView. I don't know if they have one on NinjaTrader, maybe, but I just don't know if they have it on NinjaTrader. So yeah, I would say right now TradingView is the answer. You are welcome. Okay, guys. Now, 8:42. We almost did 3 hours today. We almost did 3 hours. Again, I know it's the last day, but you guys have access to the Discord for however much longer you have access to, depending on when you join. So you can always ask questions there. Send your questions to the email if you need to. And I really, really thank you guys for being here. And great job for showing up and doing amazing. If you guys finish the Learning Hub, if you finish this, it'll send you a certificate for the boot camp afterwards. Um, I would go in and manually issue certificates, but it's like over 500 of you guys. So it's gonna be that'll take me a very long time. So I would just say just go through everything if you want the certificate. If you finish all the steps, including everything down here, all you have to do is just click complete step, you know, and then next complete step. If you just want to get the certificate real quick, right? You do that, you'll get it. I just got a certificate. I just finished. You can say, yay. Okay. So anyways, that's what that's for. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely do another Q&A session. Um, if I do it, like when I do it, I'll put it in the Discord in the schedule so that you guys can be prepared. But yeah, of course, of course. I was already thinking about it too. So yeah. Okay, you're welcome, guys. I love you guys so much. Again, any questions, you let me know. Thank you guys for getting on here. I hope you guys have a great night. Okay, thank you so much. And I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Oh, this was really great. Okay, bye, guys.